Hello everybody, I hope you guys are doing well. We are back. It is the Thursday. It is the 13th of July, unlucky for some. We are 2 weeks after a usual patch would have come out, or wait for Tarkov, and whatever, you know, all of that good stuff. And we're here playing the hardcore. We are indeed. I have spent the past 2 days trying to optimize my system for various reasons. Because these streets issues were getting really annoying. Having it break constantly when we get into raid and stuff. So I've revamped the way that it works. Hello, I'm the real Dom, Antillian, Ian, Viperian, Banana, Cameron, Fenrir, Wayne, Joseph, hello mate. Chat of the Scavs, nice to see you. Welcome everybody. So yeah, I've been doing quite a bit of testing around. I was like, I wanted to basically fix this issue with streets, but I also wanted to fix some other stuff too. And so I've ended up like looking into like loads of random things in the settings. I've actually turned post effects off for the time being, which is unusual for me. I don't really like having post effects off, but it turns out on streets, this really hurts your FPS. Now, I've heard people say that it hurts your FPS in the past. It never did for me on the other maps, but on streets, it really does. And maybe it's only because now I'm running 1440p. I'm not sure. But I've turned this off now because it makes a massive difference, especially clarity in particular. Like, none of the others seem to matter too much. Enabling it with just default settings seems to hit frames by 1 or 2 frames just to have it on. Then clarity, basically, anywhere between minus 100 and 0, or like minus 50 doesn't seem to do anything. But then once it gets past about 0 to up to about 50, it just takes frames away, like click, 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 click. And then adaptive sharpen is also one that takes frames away. Luma sharpen doesn't seem to do anything, but adaptive sharpen also takes away frames, which is interesting. So I've turned this off for the time being. Graphically, and I'm actually thinking about putting this into a video. Like, I'm not really a big hardware like settings kind of guy, but people keep asking me about the way that my game looks and stuff, and I kind of know some about it now. I've tested enough stuff. And the reason why I've got everything on low at the moment is because I don't think the shadows really makes much difference. But the texture quality makes a massive difference on streets, for VRAM in particular, if you don't have like an insane GPU, which most people don't. I was testing LOD quality as well a little bit, but yeah, I think like these settings are pretty optimized for streets, and it seems to work pretty well. I mean, I might. What I'm tempted to do, because this is obviously our hardcore account. Wait, is this hardcore? Oh, it is. This is hardcore. Yeah, this is hardcore. I'm tempted to run a scav on streets, but just to die or whatever. Like I'll run it, but I won't survive. I won't take any stuff out. Just because I want to test it in a live situation, because what I've done so far is I've run it all with local recording, with streaming, but I streamed to a private stream and I streamed to a test stream for Twitch. I think it's the same, and I did most of it in offline raids. So the problem with offline raids is that you either have no bots, where the FPS ends up being really good, or you have all the bots, where your FPS is really bad because your PC's doing all the work. So like online is kind of in the middle, but I didn't want to play a bunch of online raids. Yeah, it's just complicated. Have a great stream. Thanks, Tanner. Walter, yo, hello. Veggie, hello. Had post effects off for a while, just cranking my digital vibrance. It's not the same, but it's okay. Like, digital vibrance is almost more like saturation, kind of. Like, clarity really does something special in Tarkov that's very hard to replicate. It's almost like a specialized version of like contrast, but it seems to like cut through the fog. It's probably less problematic now than it used to be with fog on various maps, but even still. My friend couldn't load Shoreline until we turned off post effects. Interesting. Why SSR? So SSR makes the game look amazing and doesn't really cost you any performance at all. So that's why I've still got that on. What's your PC specs? I've got a 5800 X3D and a 3070. I turned my visibility to 1000, and the PMC's only rendered past that point. But then you can't see certain objects, which is really annoying. I just can't bring myself to set texture to low. You know what? I couldn't for a long time. But now that I've been playing with it for a little bit, it doesn't matter. Actually, doesn't matter. Since you don't care about your scav, you can fight other scavs. Yeah, that's true. You can just go around and shoot people. I don't care about my scav at all. I guess it's only scav junk box that really matters, but you don't want to lose rep because then. But then, like, are we even going to get to that? Probably not. I set HP and SSR to high, and that gave me 30 FPS. That's weird. Is that versus having HPAO and SSR on none? I'm assuming that you get more frames with them off, right? Sure, you that's his tons. What do you reckon wipe is? Dude, I was thinking like the end of this month, but like now I'm not really sure. Yeah, quick question, when is wipe? Dude, I have no idea at this point. Literally have no clue. I was hoping that it would either be like today was my original date before we knew anything about the updates and stuff. After the updates in the tournament, I was guessing maybe the 17th, but like at this point, it just doesn't even seem like that's a possibility, you know? Oh gosh, that was suddenly very loud, very, very quickly. Let's see. How is this performing? You know what? That's not too bad. How does the stream look, everyone? Stream look okay? I think, have I got it in full screen? I think so. Yeah, full screen really helps with this, actually. It doesn't look like we're dropping anything. Yeah, I'll move around for a little bit and then we'll have a look. So I don't really like it with low clarity, to be perfectly honest with you. It's a dead scav. We'll just take his armor just so that hopefully we won't die immediately. Oh. Just see if we can fight some other scavs or something. I mean, we'll probably just like stand around. Okay. Basically, we got once you get through the first bit of we've got a headset too. Once you get through the first section of the game, it's kind of alright. Oh, I don't really like how blurry it is. It is kind of blurry without clarity. I'll show you guys what I mean, by the way. I mean, this is this is kind of stupid being where I am, but like, so right now we're running at 77 frames. If I just turn this on with my set, this is the usual settings that I have. You know what, that's interesting. That hasn't actually hurt me that much in live. Huh. That basically hasn't done anything. That's kind of intriguing. Earlier, I wonder why that's changed now. So earlier when I was in offline, I had 120 frames, and this dropped me like 15 frames. Wipe soon. You could scav run? No, we're doing it for literally testing purposes. I'm not going to save my loadout or anything. I just couldn't be bothered to swap back to my other character. You don't have to apply it. Look, it's on. Like, I didn't have to apply it earlier. You do not have to apply. I'm pretty sure you don't, because that's what visualize is for. Otherwise, how would it visualize it? $62, $71. Yeah, so it fluctuates so much in online. You see what I mean, though? The clarity difference? Oh, it looked like it almost wasn't working before. Maybe you're right. $70 FPS. It's hard to tell, isn't it? Doesn't seem to make that much difference. See, I like the way it looks with clarity. I just think you can see way more. If we turn here, like the difference between clarity on and off for me is insane. What's your new updated rules? Nah, I'm using the same rules. We'll just get rid of it. Look how much better it looks with clarity on. Offline is not a good FPS meter. As you're also running the maps and AI. Yeah, I know. This is the problem. It's like you either run If you don't, because the thing is, online is just, it's so hard to test it because it fluctuates so much, you know, depending on whether bosses are on or not, whatever. I don't know what they did, but since the update mode again, client gets temperamental when I window mode out to use any other program. Well, that is because if you jump out of your game, then you'll see that there's two processes, one called desktop window manager, which is the main culprit, and one called client server runtime process, and those two jump when you leave the game. So I've actually got it minimized now, and now I don't. This is like back to the way it was. So you actually get a FPS, like it's really weird. It like jumps your GPU usage, which is really weird.
The definition of insanity is doing the same thing again and again and expecting a different outcome. So I am back.
Hello, Bane. Thank you for the 13 months, man. Just a miracle it didn't have the first stream chop you've been getting? Yes, so I have changed a bunch of stuff. I also changed the way that the stream is set up as well. I mean, this makes me almost feel like it's worth just doing it this way. The other thing that I've done, by the way, and we could probably do it here, it might screw the game there. Let's... What's it doing? Spaghetti code working again? Clarity doesn't show well through stream, but just the wall textures are brighter and clearer. Yeah, the stream got sad. I'm using a 3070. You offline on Twitch? I know, I just turned it back on. Twitch had a hissy fit. So we should be able to reconnect back into that game and then it'll fix it. It's funny, isn't it? It's funny. Right, let's reconnect. So yeah, I was wondering, and I wonder if that works better out of RAID. To be fair, I shouldn't be messing with the performance like that because I was using, so there I was using the combination of DLSS, DLDSR, which I only just managed to get to work again, which is basically where you have DSR factors enabled in NVIDIA, where you render in like 1.78 times the res, which downscales using AI. And then you have DLSS, which basically does the same thing in reverse. So, and the two of them together make the game look really nice, because one thing that Tarkov doesn't do very well is anti-aliasing. And having the DSR factors on with the DLSS, DLDSR combination makes the anti-aliasing look really good, and it makes all the flickering go away. Because I think the way that they changed the graphic settings, now you have to render shadows at the same distance for everybody. You used to be able to change it, but now you can't anymore. So most people get this like flickering, shimmering effect when you're walking around, especially on woods, and especially if you're looking at grass in the day. You get this like weird like shadow shimmer, and it's really hard to get rid of. But the only way that I've been able to get rid of it was using this like boosting, like basically you get like whatever they're called, the DLSR like increased resolutions, and then using that with DLSS. That was actually working pretty well. It's smooth now and we're back. Yeah, so that, all the metrics are looking okay again now. It should all be fine. What CPU do you run? I run a 5800 X3D. So it should perform like an absolute dream. It performs a lot better without the stream on though. Have you experienced ghosting with DLSS? I have a little bit, but not that much. The only time I see it really is raining. But it doesn't matter that much because it just changes kind of the ambiance of the rain rather than it really mattering. And the other time is a little bit with lasers. There's a little bit of ghosting with lasers, but I don't really care. But this is nice. Like, I tried it on Woods earlier. It did drop my frames for about 20 in offline mode. I was like, I probably don't want to be using that on stream. To be fair, this probably completely annihilated my computer because I'm running it while I'm live. And I changed the res while I'm live, which is probably stupid. Do tree leaves look good with this combination? They do. They do. The reason why it wasn't good before is that scoped FPS used to be really, really bad and also looked terrible. Whereas with the DLSS update, it actually looks a lot better than it did before. It messed with the entire live stream. It did. It did. Why'd you call a broad bean and use 2S? Because there's loads of different types of bean. We have runner beans, broad beans, baked bean. I can't remember what type of what real bean a baked bean actually is. I forget. Ghosting and trails is really apparent while ADS in scopes with bright pointers. Potentially, yeah. Looks suspiciously like a scav? Yes, we were doing some graphical testing. I'm just going to die before we finish this raid. Haricot beans are baked beans, are they? Mr. Bean, indeed. Is 1907 confirmed for wipe date? I wish it was. I found DLSS does look better but doesn't move my frames. Yes, it gives me more frames. I actually prefer the anti-aliasing from DLSS on its own than regular no DLSS with TAA high. Even TAA high on the regular game still gives you shimmering on certain things, especially like fence posts, fence wire, like just things like that. You get this like horrible shimmering. Was there an update yesterday? I don't think so. Image sharpening the old one in NVIDIA is a really good thing. So in game. I couldn't find that. I actually was looking for that earlier and I couldn't find it. But yeah, don't worry guys, we're not playing... Oh my god, it's so loud. Don't worry, we're not playing Scav properly. We're just testing out some stuff. Right, is this looking okay? And what's interesting about this is I'm not actually maxed out on VRAM on streets using this setup. So 72 this way, 73 this way. I mean, this is fine. Like FPS feels pretty good. Pinewood was at 80 or something. This way. There we go. I have dual DSR 2.25 and DLSS quality. Yeah, no, it's good. But anyway, this does actually work. This does function. Which I'm pleased about. And it looks like it's actually okay. Because I do want to play a bit more streets on my main guy. But I didn't want to do it if I knew it was going to explode, so... Following the same frame sound with the same setup. I do lose some frames for streaming, so you do have to bear that in mind. Is your FOV at max? No, it isn't. So the old one away and replaced it with some image scaling. Ah, I see. Yes, I'll show you my settings now. I do want to make a video about it. I might actually make a video for this weekend. It's kind of what I've been working on, but I ended up going down a real rabbit hole of all sorts of stuff. Come off it. Hello. Come on, streets. Right. Well, then we'll get rid of this for now. Streaming smooth today? It should be good. What's the FPS again? What do you mean? We had 70 to 80 FPS on streets there with those settings, which was okay. But using memory cleaner processor, it doesn't seem to do anything for me. So the settings that I've got right now, I don't have these on because they don't seem to do anything. I've got FOV of 62. Did I decrease this? I used to run 64. I've been slowly ticking it down slightly. Graphical wise, I'm running in 1440p. I've got textures on low and shadows on low because shadows, I tested them. They didn't really make any difference. What you have them on doesn't really matter. So I just kept them on low. Texture quality, this really decreases VRAM significantly on streets. It's basically the only way you can play streets if you're having, if you want to be streaming as well at the same time. I was fiddling around with LOD and overall visibility. Basically, if you run this at 0, like down here, you do get more frames. And if you run it at max, you do lose some frames. But I think there's a middle ground to be had because the problem for me It's only, the range is about like 8 frames total for me. And if you have LOD quality super low, trees do that weird like texture pop in, really like relative quite close to you, which I hate. And even at 2.5 they do that. So I've put it up to 3.5 because that increases the distance at which trees start to pop in. I was looking at that on Lighthouse. Overall visibility doesn't seem to make much actual difference. This shows whether certain rocks and things spawn in at longer ranges. You could be shooting at people through terrain, which is really annoying. So I've kind of put it to a nice middle ground. This one's just, yeah, I've just ended up with the middle ground. If you've not got DLSS off, basically you can't really do much other than TAA high and resampling 1. I prefer DLSS, as I was saying. I prefer it's on, and it gets rid of these options because it deals with anti-aliasing on its own. I actually think it looks slightly better on balance. There's some downsides to it, but there's some pros as well. So bit of a tricky one. HBAO. Oh yeah, and then FSR. I just think FSR is fine if you don't have DLSS. I think FSR 2 actually looks okay. It looks a little bit more like I don't. It's really hard to explain. It looks like kind of dotted, sort of. It's almost as if it's like, I don't know. Like the image has been rendered with like almost like a stylized thing on it, which is like really dotted, which is really weird. HBAO is strange. This is just like ambient shadows. I tested them, and I actually prefer just having it off, honestly. Like some people prefer it because it gives more like feeling of depth, but I think it just kind of like muddies the picture. I feel like the picture's cleaner without it on. And also when you have it on in any format, you have this weird like shadow glow around your gun, and I just don't like it. SSR, I think the shadows, the reflections look really nice with it on anything. Between low and medium, it doesn't seem to make any difference, and medium looks way better than low. And you lose like maybe 2 or 3 frames to have this on. I didn't see the point in going all the way up to ultra because you lose a couple more frames for that, and a medium it looks fine. So I just left it like that. Anisotropic, this basically doesn't hit frames at all, as far as I can tell. Having it on makes like things on the floor look really good per texture. Some of the floor textures didn't come through, so I'm now just putting it on completely. Off, it just looks really, really crap in certain places. I have low latency on because there seems to be basically no disadvantage to having it there. And maybe I should change some sharpness now that I've turned it down in post effects. I might change this to a half or something, but that's just kind of preference. MIP streaming I've got on because this also reduces the VRAM a lot. I've turned this down to like the minimums. This is like basically the slowest refresh on in-game images. But to be fair, I don't really mind. Like the more you have these up, the harder it pushes your hard drive to move stuff around, and presumably your CPU as well. I don't really care. It looks fine. I'm really not that bothered, and most of the time you just can't tell. So I've got it on, and this basically makes that MIP streaming really in any format. Plus, textures on low basically make streets actually playable whilst I'm streaming, which is cool. Post effects I've turned... I've actually got it on at the moment, but I turned it off for a little bit. Oh yeah, that was why I had sharpness down. So we'll keep sharpness at 0, because I've got post effects on still. But yeah, sometimes it seems that having this on or off makes a big difference, but it didn't seem to in the online raid, which was really weird. So that's where we're at. Then in terms of the stream, by the way... I actually changed a bunch of stuff. So before I was like encoding 3 different streams, 1 for recording, 1 for YouTube, 1 for Twitch. I'm now only encoding 2 because what I've done is I've rejigged it all so that the YouTube stream is at like a super high bit rate, and I'm also recording using that same setup. So YouTube and my recording are actually mirrored. YouTube will probably re-render it in some way, refactor it in some way to send it out live, I guess. But my recording is at like 50k bit rate. The one I'm sending to YouTube is 50k bit rate, and then Twitch is its own one. So I'm now only doing 2, which actually has alleviated a lot of pressure off my GPU, which is really cool. And then the one final random thing is that basically if I have this on borderless, the like Windows desktop management apps jump by like 10 to 58% on GPU. And when I'm streaming as well, that causes some of the bottlenecks that was making the stream disconnect at the beginning. So I've now got this on full screen. For most people, this shouldn't make any difference. If your GPU's not near 100%, it won't make any difference whether you have borderless and full screen. And in some cases, it seems like borderless actually gives you more FPS. But for me, having it on full screen while I'm streaming stops it from dying when we open up into the game, which is kind of weird. So there you go. You should enable auto RAM cleaner. I tested it. It didn't seem to do anything for me. I have 32 gig of RAM anyway, and it only goes up to 24, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't seem to make any difference to me at all. I've used physical cores on off. I've used process lasso in the past as well. None of it seems to make any difference at all. SSR attacks hardware a lot? Not as far as I've seen. they don't seem to really do anything to hardware, to be honest. Has the blurred image on high-powered scopes been fixed? Yes, this is what makes DLSS actually usable now. High-powered scope blurriness has been fixed with the latest version of DLSS. I use DLSS all the time now. I think it looks really good. Put it on boost. I don't really see the point. Boost just means that it runs your GPU at max the whole time. I don't think there's any point doing boost. A color reproduction bug if sharpness is at all 0. Once you put it at 0.1 or whatever. I don't know. I haven't seen any of that while I've been going around, but what code it use? Oh, just regular H.264. Miss graphic settings by a whisker. Just go back a little bit in the stream. I'm only playing it on low and low because I'm streaming. This is because I'm streaming and specifically doing like multiple streams at once. This is why. I run DDR4, yeah. At the moment. Interesting, you're saying in borderless mode, Windows then tries to render the desktop in the background and the slideshow wallpapers. It's not that, it's that when it's in windowed mode, it has to kind of go through, like, I'm not an expert on this, but rather than it being like, you know, GPU and the game, like one-to-one, if you've got it in a windowed mode, it's like the game's here, and then Windows is sat in the middle in a greater capacity, and then the GPU is there. So like Windows is like hand-holding the stuff to make sure that the window mode works properly. So there's two processes. So what I was talking about before, there's two processes, one called Desktop Window Manager and one called Client Server Runtime Process. And if I have my game on windowed, those go crazy because, well, I say crazy, they run at like 10 to 15% each. GPU wise, because they're like doing some stuff to make sure that, you know, because the windowed mode, it doesn't know that it's like perfect full screen. There's complexities about this because there's like full screen optimizations in latest version of Windows as well. I tested it removing those. That just makes it really clunky to minimize, and in certain situations it didn't seem to help, so the jury's still out. It's like it's really complicated. Sometimes it seems to work, sometimes it doesn't seem to work. It's really tricky. But yeah, like playing in borderless, if your GPU is not running at max, like say your GPU is running at 50% and you run it in borderless, typically what seems to happen is there's no or a very slight FPS improvement. God knows why there's an improvement now, I'm not sure. But your GPU will then run at 60% instead. Because those like Windows interfaces are just like sat in the way, making sure that the borderless mode actually works properly. That seems to be the way it works. I'm not an expert, but it seems to be the way it works. We someone broke down the AMD options. Yeah, unfortunately I don't have AMD GPU. Which of these settings are dependent on CPU versus GPU? So, I think the thing about this, I know that there was a lot of talk back in the day about putting things on low and stuff going to the CPU. That matters much less for me now because I have the 5800. So I'm not sure whether some of these settings, like if you had, say, a lower CPU, say a 5600 or something, or like a 3700 like I used to have, maybe you'd be better off with a higher set of shadows, but I can't really test that. Some of those settings don't seem to make any difference for me, because I think my CPU's got a bit of extra space on it now, for extra processing capacity that I used to not have, because I'm not like completely bottlenecked by the CPU anymore. Try run factory with sharpness 0 and 1, see the difference in colors. Okay, I'll believe you for now. I use DLSS as well. Yeah, it works really well. Tarkov is CPU cache intensive. Yeah, exactly. If you've got that covered, you'll probably come close to the GPU ceiling. Yeah, so like there's a couple of times, especially in offline mode, where I could actually get the GPU to 100%. Amazingly, I was like, wow. Have you noticed with MIP streaming on that the time to get out of raid takes longer? Apparently it's a thing. Well, it did take a while just then, so I'm not sure. Fuzzball Schmucks is still using 10 series GPUs. Is that FSR scope's good? It doesn't seem to really do much. I mean, to be fair, we can... Let's just do this for now. I've been delving into this for basically 2 days. I've spent way too long on this. I don't even know how to put it into a video in a coherent format because I've spent so long messing around with things and trying to get to the place I'm in right now. It's just really, it's really weird. Like Tarkov is super weird, and all of this stuff is quite complicated as well because everything kind of overlaps as too. That's just, I mean, it's offline factories for what it's worth. It doesn't really matter, right? So this is with DLSS, right? So DLSS doesn't seem to make any difference to scopes now. that you can kind of like, I don't know whether you can even tell, honestly. When I go into the menu, there's like a weird little bit of like, the screen looks slightly weird, very, very slightly, which is something the DLSS introduces. When you've got a laser on, there's like the tiniest bit of ghosting. I'm not even sure if we can see this, to be honest. You probably won't be able to see it on the stream because of the encoding. I can't even really see the laser, to be fair. Yeah, there's like a tiny bit of ghosting there, like tiny. Especially if you like run the dot across the wall, I think, as well. Maybe. It's like barely noticeable on factory. It might be more noticeable with MVGs or something if you're using like one of those ones. But yeah, I can't really see it at all. FSR looks like this instead. So if we turn that off, turn FSR2 on. I'm pretty much just putting them on quality. So FSR, like it looks the same, basically. I think it looks like when I looked at it previously, it was like things had a sort of slightly like dappled effect on them. But I mean, through scopes, it still looks, you know, it looks fine. There's no issues, no like rendering problems through scopes or anything. Like FSR is okay as well, broadly. But the thing that I like about all of these settings is that if you have them off, you can't really see it on this map, to be fair. Maybe factory's not the best place to test it because it looks pretty good regardless. There aren't many situations that don't look good on factory. But, I mean, the point is, the game doesn't really look much different with either of them. It doesn't really matter. So FSR is, I think, is a good... I think it's a decent kind of replacement. So an offline factory, what FPS do I get? So I get 103 without it on. I know that it's not completely representative, but and I get 116 with DLSS on, and it looks identical. FSR 2, I get 117, so it's basically this, or 114, 116. It's basically the same as DLSS. It feels very similar to me, but I only probably get that if you only really get that increase if you're playing in 1440p. But to be fair, you know, now that DLSS is okay, I think like the anti-aliasing looks better on it. So, yeah, what changes would you make for medium tier GPU and CPU? I mean, medium tier. I mean, I run pretty low stuff, right? In general, if you want Streets to run, you basically need to have textures on low, and you need MIP streaming on. Otherwise, Streets just won't run. So outside of that, like, what settings are there? You basically need to have TAA high on, otherwise it looks like complete garbage. If you're not going to put one of these settings on, I mean, I'd maybe put AMD FSR on if you can't add a DLSS. I think it's probably just worthwhile. Maybe reduce the LED quality a little bit, but I mean, this doesn't really change that much. Turn SSR off if you really want to. I'd keep anisotropic filtering on. But other than that, like, what else? You can't really change much. Turn post effects off. We'll check. Let's try it in here, actually. I'm interested. So if we have 115, if I turn this off. Yes, look, it makes a huge difference in offline. I'm not sure why this doesn't make a difference in online. I'm just having a look at my GPU usage. It doesn't really change anything. But it basically deletes 30 frames. I don't really know why. I don't know why. It's all clarity, though. No, if you turn clarity off... Okay, that's some of it. And then adaptive sharpen is probably the other half. For some reason, adaptive sharpen just absolutely destroys your thing. If you turn this off now, you see there's not really much difference, right? Turn post effects on, it removes like 3 frames or something. But you put adaptive sharpen up to 30, it just destroys that. And you put clarity up to 100, and it removes the rest. These two, clarity and adaptive sharpen, these two are the real culprits. Luma sharpen doesn't seem to make any difference. And I was testing it before. Having it on 0 doesn't matter. Having it on full, like, it doesn't make any difference. Luma sharpen seems to be fine, but something about adaptive sharpen and clarity caused the game to just explode. I don't really know why. But like, I hate it without them. I really do. I hate it without them. But as we saw before, it didn't seem to make any difference. So, game look okay on low textures? I mean, yeah, look. Looks fine for me. Looks okay to me. It's not like, you know, like it's perfectly passable. Doesn't really matter. Now that I've run it for a week or two, I actually put maybe more than that, maybe a month. I just don't even notice anymore. It looks fine. The MIP streaming thing, the thing that's most annoying about MIP streaming is this, the load in. But I've got it, like, I've actually got it on a really, like, slow load in, and it still loads relatively quickly. It doesn't seem to matter too much what you do here. I've just got it on, like, the least resource intensive one, which is, like, minimum buffer size and minimum disk usage. Seems to be fine. Doesn't seem to make much difference. GPU scheduling on Windows is on. I have it off. I have it off. Tarkov needs VRAM. Yeah, VRAM is the problem. Any suggestions making Tarkov launch and stay on the correct monitor? That used to be a problem for me, and then it stopped being a problem. One thing you can do is do Alt-Enter. This was a trick someone else gave me. Alt-Enter to put it into windowed mode, drag it to the right monitor, then Alt-Enter again. Maybe once it's on that monitor, then exit the game and reopen the game, and maybe it'll work. In-game VSync is crazy. Huh. How much FPS does streaming take away? For me, I don't really know. Online, I'm not sure. About 10 to 20, I think. FSR 2 is not bad? No, it's not bad. You think about getting an RX like 6700 XT or 6800? Is that because of like VRAM or something? NVIDIA for creators? Yeah, because the thing is, right, NVENC is just too good for creators. Right. Can't do TAA high. Interesting. Yeah, I don't like TAA high very much. In-game, is there any solution yet to stop my hideout from killing my PC? I've got a little trick for you. Maybe I'll put this in the video too. Little trick for you. I don't know whether you have an NVIDIA card, but if you do, try doing this. So let's see. So if we go in the hideout, this has turned into a hardware optimization stream. There is actually a monitor choice in game as well. So you see, my FPS in here is like really high. There's a limit of 144 because that's using the in-game FPS. But this is like pushing my GPU. To be fair, it's actually not doing too bad at the moment. If you've got an NVIDIA card that allows reflex, what you can do is you can turn this off. You can change the game limit to like say 90, something that's just like nice. I've got G-Sync on, so it just matches whatever I do. Then turn this back on again. This won't affect the actual game. In Raid, this will be uncapped like it normally is. But the weird thing about this, if you go back in the hideout now, this thing will now be capped to 90 in the hideout. That's if you can change it here. Which one? This one. Yeah, that one there. Which is kind of cool. So if you have this, the game FPS limit with reflex, it ignores it for the real raid, but it uses it for the hideout, which is kind of neat. Can you choose monitor in game? You can up here. For some people it doesn't work. It used to not work for me very well. Depends on which monitor is open when you... The launcher is open when you start the game. See, that's weird. That used to happen to me, but it doesn't happen anymore. I used to have it so that it was on the wrong screen, and it would be labeled wrong. So I'd have to like click like this one to make it go on this one and stuff. But they seem to fix it. Planning on spending an arm and leg for a better GPU? I was thinking of getting like a 4070 or something, but I don't know. Yeah, MIP streaming helps on cards with small VRAM. I have a 3070, which only has 8 gig of RAM, of VRAM. So that's why Streets runs like quite well. Streets has issues, and so that's why I have textures on low and why I have MIP streaming on. For the other maps, this is not necessary, but like for me, Streets is that is the thing, right? We want to get Streets working. If you can get Streets working, all the other maps will work. You know? The hideout does make PCs run louder. Yeah, do you have a video about these settings? I'm thinking of making them. I'm thinking of making it. Is it worth starting now just to get ready for the wipe? Yes, definitely. It's exactly what mine does. It mixes up which monitor's which. This stopped happening. I don't know why the monitor thing... I thought they fixed it, but... 3060 arrives? That should be nice. Two of my friends had issues with the game going on the wrong monitors. Stopped happening when they started running the monitors on native res. Huh. Yeah, I was trying to get some graphical improvements to stop Streets from blowing up on our machine, so that we can actually stream it without dying. Right, so with that done, we're going to put away the RSS kit just for now. And I think, like, I really would like to play more Streets on this account. But it's really freaking hard. Like, actually really, really tough. Oh, yeah. So, one other thing, actually. We had... Where's my hardcore list? Because these are the things that we need to look for. Like, armor is actually probably in the... We need, like, a half-master propane. Max energies. We need 1 horse. Because getting armor is really tough. There's only a couple that we're actually allowed to buy. I know we spent quite a while. Oh, yes, we've got this. Okay, so we have the propane thing. So we've got propane. We'll swap it for this guy. So maybe we go to streets. Right, what bullets have we got? I don't want to use the RSAS, but let's use something else that's kind of sensible. We've got VPO 209. At least we might be able to kill a scav with this. The scavs are freaking brutal, though, guys. Honestly, they've been doing my nut in. We'll take this bag. We still don't have any headsets. And maybe we'll take the class 3 helmet. Just to stop us from dying to random stuff. This class 4 is actually kind of cool, so we won't take that for now. Did I just not have enough bullets for this? Yeah, I've only got like 13 bullets, right? I wonder actually whether we're better off going with something else. We've only got 13 rounds for Gexa. Maybe we use the 155. What I don't really want is slugs, particularly, because we did last time... Oops, took the stock off by accident. What I did last time was we managed to get some 7mm buckshot, which is pretty cool. So we might use this instead. And take like a bunch with us. I mean, that's not a bunch, is it? But hopefully we'll be able to kill somebody with this. Surely, will we need more than that? 6, we've got 7 in there. 6, 12. Two sets. Yeah, okay. Let's go with 15. Wouldn't recommend getting a 4070 as a minimal performance increase over the 3070 at a slightly higher premium. The reason why I would be tempted to get the 4070 is because of the fact that it has 2 encoders. So I use the NVENC encoder for my stream. And the video encode thing was kind of one of the issues that I was having. The 4070 has 2 encoders, which is cool. But now that I've revamped my system a little bit, it's not really as necessary because I've changed my recording around. That's what I was just saying a minute ago. I've changed my recording system around, so now I'm not under as much pressure. I was running 3 concurrent encodes before, but now I'm only running 2, which is a lot better than it was. But you know, it means I had to take a small. Well, it's not really a big downside. I had to kind of compromise a little bit on the recording, a tiny bit. It doesn't really matter. I actually don't have any meds. Oh, well, no, I've got an AFAC. Do I want to take the AFAC in this time? I don't really have a choice. New graphics, tell me more. We've just gone through the whole thing. I'm actually going to do a video this weekend about it, so don't worry too much if you missed the graphics bit. Basically, I'm trying to stop my computer from exploding when I end up in streets of Tarkov. That was the idea. It appears to have worked. You know what, let's take this AFAC. And we'll just try not to die. We're just going to have to do our best not to die. We could always run it back on interchange if we really like end up low. But I want to play more streets. And like rat around on streets of Tarkov. I tried playing it at night, but I just couldn't see anything, so we're going to go and do this. Do you have any settings changes in video control panel? I actually changed a load of stuff over. There's only one thing, there was one thing that I thought was going to make a difference, but it ended up not really mattering. Let me just open it up and remind myself. So manage 3D settings. I've got... Let me go to Tarkov. So I have anti-aliasing off basically. Otherwise, I've got the only other thing I've got is I've got anisotropic sampling off and a negative LED bias with clamp on. That's really the only difference because it says here texture filtering anisotropic sample. It says limits the number of anisotropic samples used based on texel size. This setting only affects DirectX programs, but then underneath. It says select on for higher performance with the minimal loss in image quality. Select off if you see shimmering on objects. Now, I tried to turn that off to fix like distance shimmering in things like woods and grass. I can't really tell if it's made a difference. It doesn't seem to have. Yeah. How does it feel being the most polite Tarkov streamer? It feels good. Yeah, 6 GB VRAM is yeah, it's very low for streets. MIP streaming plus low textures is the way to try it to do it best. Like even with MIP streaming on minimum and the lowest texture settings, I still have 7.1 gig of VRAM in. How's 13.1 turning out? Mixed. I think good in general, but mixed. Didn't know 4070 had 2 encoders. Yeah, I mean, now that I've changed my encoding scheme, I think it's actually okay. My encoding, like my video encode, used to sit at like 70 to 80%, but now it's sitting at 40, and then it spikes up to 70 for a brief instance when I load into RAID. Is this okay? Where am I exactly? Oh, we're here. I'm just gonna just stay here for a sec. Ah! I shouldn't have done that. Whoops. I'm gonna quickly try something. This is the issue that I was having before. And I don't know why... I don't know why it does this. I thought I'd fix this. The problem with this is that it seems to work sometimes, but not others. Is the game flashing old frames on the screen? It is, yeah. Does it look awful, by the way, guys? It's low FPS, right? Wait, it looks okay. Really? If I turn around like this? It shouldn't look okay. It looks... Really? My system is telling me... That's really weird. Because my system is telling me that I'm getting encoding lag, frame lag, and I'm skipping frames. Frame rate could be better. Yeah, so you guys are seeing the frame lag, fine. I don't know why that's occurring though. Let me just check if something's going on here. Hold on. Let me get back in, jump back in. If the Windows Manager OBS is doing its thing. Let me just try switching this again. Hold on. Bop de bop de ba. Da 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 da. Any better? Audio works. Smooth again. And there is sound. Good. Is Twitch still open? Twitch doesn't appear to be on. What's happened? What's it done to Twitch? Come off it. Oh. Oh yeah. There we go. Okay. Connection bad? Are you having some issues? Nah. We were having some issues. Should be better now. Okay, YouTube people, you still around? You still there? Twitch people, it should be fixed. Cool. Back now. Perfect. After all that chat. I don't know what the deal was with that. I thought we had come to a resolution on this, but apparently not. Very frustrating. It's really annoying. I don't know what the deal is. What happened? Just tuned in. I was fiddling around with a load of graphics settings and trying to change stuff so that it wouldn't break on entry to streets. We played one raid on Scav, and it was completely fine. We did really, really well. No problems at all, and it was perfect. Play the first PMC raid, the entire thing gets taken down. Obviously, of course. But now it should all be good. It's all streaming out nicely. Okay, so let's play the actual raid then. Collapse crane, Scav checkpoint, or Klimov Street. Scav checkpoint is probably an easier one to get to. This is not a bad one. Klimov Street, we don't have a green flare, so we can't get to that. Unless we find one, but we don't have one. Collapsed crane is annoying because it's right outside construction, and there's usually a billion scavs. So I think we're going to focus on getting to Scav checkpoint. Now, usually the problem for me on streets is typically I tend to just wander around aimlessly and then just get killed. And it's very hard for me to actually escape from the streets. So let's figure out where we are, and let's figure out an actual good plan to get out of Scav checkpoint. Scav checkpoint is kind of open by post office building. We are in... we're in this little building by Sparger. Okay, so we'll go into Sparger in a sec. I want to see if there's anything to loot in this building. I think probably not, but... Actually, by the way, let's just quickly given that we're in the testing mode. Look, there we go. So this is how it should be working. 90 FPS is not actually that bad, given I'm streaming and yada yada. Oh, Owl, I would ignore the settings there for now. That's what I was using before. I haven't updated them yet for all of the new stuff. So that's what I used to run. To be fair, if you're not streaming, those settings are probably okay. But they're not what I'm running now, just because I've been doing so much like random testing of things and trying to make everything, actually function. So you can see them. You can see MIP streaming on these things. There, you see there, like it turns, look, it's like bad quality, and then it turns good quality. That's what MIP streaming does. It's like this box. There you go. You see that? I don't really care that it does that, and it doesn't really matter. Are you using post FX settings now? I actually am. Should we try it again? Let's try it again. So it's 80. I don't know. 80 something, 80-ish with it on. Let's turn them off. 88. Kinda. 86. Turn them back on. So when you saw offline, this made a massive difference. Online, it seems to make no odds whatsoever. It's so weird. Right. Haven't watched since the second hardcore stream. Any updates on your progress? We've done a couple of quests. We had an amazing run on the second stream. And then since then... Oh, gosh. The hell was that? Some weird graphics bug. What on earth is this? Ah! Oh, God. It's like lasers in my eyes. Oh, my God. What is this? Is this SSR? Is this like... Is this SSR? No. It's just reflections. Okay. Nothing to do with what we've done, I don't think. I've never had this before. Is it DLSS? Nope. It's not DLSS. It's just scuffed. Okay. Something like that when I overclock my VRAM too much on my old machine. I mean, my GPU runs really hot. It could be something to do with that. I've never had that before, though. It's on, like, all the windows. I don't know what's going on there. Okay, let's try and focus on the raid. Oh, toilet paper. We do actually need this. And the matches probably too. I don't have an overclock on my GPU. Which doesn't really bode well, does it? Doesn't really bode well. Is that a real can of peas? It is. We're going to eat this now. Try to focus on surviving the raid. Yeah, okay, so we want to go to Scav checkpoint. So we are currently... where exactly we are? We're down the road from Pinewood Hotel. So the easiest way to get to Scav checkpoint is to go down behind Pinewood, all the way down, under the underpass, up through Post Office, and down the back. But the problem with that section is that you just often get killed down there. It makes it very complicated. You know, this is appalling. This is actually really appalling. Let me see if I'm just gonna Alt F4. I'm gonna reload the game. Let's see. Okay. Let's reload the game. You have FSR? No, I have DLSS on, but it's not that. We just turned it off. I'm just going to press the button now while we just wait for it to reload. Goodness me. It probably just loaded in wrong in some way, I'm hoping. I'm blown up my system in some fashion. What on earth is Nvidia sharing? Why is that on? We have the same issues with FSR. I mean, I've never seen that before with DLSS. So, I don't know. Some settings don't actually change unless you restart. Yeah. I think, well, it's not implemented well. You're saying that some of them, they don't change and they don't give you a warning or whatever. I don't know. What were we even talking about? Oh, we were talking about how we were going to get out of this stupid raid. So if we go... Okay, so the problem is if we go one direction, then we get to Pinewood. If we go the other direction, we get to the theatre. I think what I should do is figure out a route through the map. So I've been playing a little bit more like, as I broadly know the layout of streets and how to move around that. But the issue is that the main set of streets, you often get lots of people. So what we really want to work on is moving through the back alleys, because that will really limit the number of encounters that we end up in with other PMCs. You go down the street with the safe, then check if courtyard is open. Which one is the one with the safe? I can't remember. I'll probably try to go across past theatre, because yeah, if we want to go to, wait, but then if I go, then I've got to go past Concordia 15. Sorry, check 15 building if I go the other way. I'm just trying to think of on the layout how I can get there without going through post office. Because if I go all the way around the other way, I have to go kind of past the theatre, sort of, past Lexos, kind of, through Concordia and through construction somehow, and then I may as well go to Collapse Crane, but going through Concordia is just like a death trap. Safe is between sewers and cinema. Is it outside or inside somewhere? On the corner, which is down the other way, yeah. If you're going past theatre, you can check if courtyard is open. I guess that's on the outer edge of theatre. The problem is I don't want to walk past theatre out in the open that way because I have a shotgun. So if I get shot at by scavs out in the open at theatre, I won't be able to fight back. Outside on the sidewalk. I've never noticed it. That's funny. Yeah, so one thing, just one final thing that I'm going to say about like the graphics and settings and stuff is that one thing that I did do is that I had full screen optimizations turned off at one point for Tarkov, and that seems to help. Maybe I should have turned that back on. It makes minimizing the game really painful. Like, you know, back when you had Windows XP and you tried to minimize a full screen game and the whole thing is just like, But as long as you don't minimize, it seems to not do annoying stuff, because like Windows these days has got these like weird full screen optimizations. So it says full screen, but it's actually still borderless, and that allows you to alt tab out without too much difficulty. But the issue is it means that the bloody like Windows, you know, that those management applications, they're still sat in the middle, which is the problem. Going up and through Pinewood is probably the easiest. I get killed in post office all the time though. I wonder actually if we're better off. Yeah, you know what? Maybe that's a better route. If we go into Pinewood, but don't go through Sparger, we still have to cross the road, which is annoying. But if we go through Pinewood itself, I'm just thinking like if there's a better way. I don't want to go left around Pinewood on the road side because that's annoying. I don't want to go right around Pinewood because that's down the ground. Right. well, it should be. Yeah. No, I know. I know. I know. This is still not in full screen. I changed the frame rate. I just can't, you know what, I just can't believe that it's like completely fine one moment and then you go in raid again and it's just like, then it's completely busted again. It's just so incredibly frustrating. Now, no touch the settings, but that's the problem. It's doing it randomly, right? And it is actually like just breaking the settings, whether I like it or not. It's happening without me doing anything. I like got it all set up, and then I go into raid again, and then it's screwed again. What graphics settings are we testing? We were testing various things, different bits of like, you know, DLSS and this, that, and the other. But unfortunately, oh my god. Don't know if that was at me. I'm just going to try and hightail it out. I knew that was a real shot. I'm a real player. Damn, that gets the... Sure gets the blood pumping. How long is there left in this raid? Oh, that's all you can do up here. 25 minutes, okay. RTX 3070? I do. Yeah, I don't know. I'm suffering from some annoying problems. Hopefully this guy doesn't come over here. Okay. Oh yeah, so the thing about the mic, by the way, what happened was my GPU hit 100%, and then something terrible happened to the way that the mic was rendering, and basically the mic was not responding anymore. It was connected. It's just the audio wasn't being, like, it wasn't even responding because the whole system just got, like, stuck. But now it's working. Full reboot to the PC. Dude, I don't even know anymore. And I just try and be extreme caution in this raid. What's in that building? Oh, this is the back of this one. Ah, okay. There is actually some useful things in here, so we'll go around, and it's actually kind of safe because it's just like a one-way through up the top, loot the stuff. So we'll do that. Just try and grab some basic things. Yeah, so I didn't even do anything to make the sound fix. I literally just I just fixed the frame rate problems. And I fixed it. I don't. My GPU just sits at 100% sometimes, and I don't really know why. I'm struggling to understand why this occurs. So what other stuff? Was there Vita? Yeah, so Vita Juice could be traded in for Slickers. So we're going to try and keep this if at all possible. Herring is also useful, I think. What was the herring useful for? Good old MIP streaming. I don't have the NVIDIA broadcast on. Actually, sorry, I know. You know what? Actually, I tell a lie. I do have NVIDIA broadcast on. That is the reason, because I have NVIDIA broadcast on. For some reason, I thought it because I didn't have it on in the past, but now I do have it on at the moment. And that was because I was using an AC. God, it's just a miasma of just stuff. So yeah, when my GPU hits 100% now... Probably don't really care about that. I'm not going to take the fleece. US, don't care about that. So we might come through here to have a look at this stuff. But then, to be honest with you, we're probably just going to... Do I care about power bank? Not imminently, I don't think. I guess you can trade it for a gun, can't you? There's a gun for a power bank. I can't remember what the ES lamp trades for. If there's anything useful. Herring is food box barter? Okay, well, I'm not prioritizing that right now. I think we'll go back the other way. We're just going to make our way towards Scav checkpoint if we can. So the plan was to go through... Oh, but that means we have to go back through Pinewood. Okay, so we're not going to do that then. The plan is to come through this area. See if we can get up to the front somehow. Because theatre is back basically over there. That takes you to the theatre road. But I don't want to go that way. We'll go through factory. The factory bit. Probably best being like close like this. Man, he was pointing at the floor in a really weird way. And there's one more all the way over there. Maybe let's go outside. Oh wait, can't go outside. Okay. Well, let's just see what we can grab from here. An SKS, useful. Stick that in here, that in there. Take the knife. A pack would be nice, but can't take it. Take the glasses. Actually, do you care more about the packer or the scav vest? Probably care more about the packer. Because if I pop all this stuff in here, we can actually take it. You know, drop this, take a splint as well. Okay. Oh god. Attack the duffels, good idea. The classic unsuppressed M4 from up ahead is a beaut. God. This is slightly painful. Nice. Okay, the SKS is a bit better. Okay. Oh, damn. Actually, we've got more space in the MBSS. Let me just drop these. Put this on for now. Stack these duffels in here. Some of this other stuff we can take out, right? So we want that. This. Water. I guess power bank. Just thinking, like, what else do we actually want? Matches. More ammo. It's only 9. You can leave that. Thing is, I want to keep the Packer. Armor's at a really high value right now. Med tools over the other stuff? Probably. Actually, we'll get rid of this. Take this. Maybe the nails. Maybe this is better. But I want to take the class 3. Okay, we'll get rid of the splint. Get rid of the water. Take these 2. We shall... What's the best way of doing this? I have to drop this, right? Wait, where's my bag gone? Eh? Yes, what in the Narnia? Exactly. Wait, hold on. This way. And then this way. And then this way. Okay. Alright. This helmet you can trade in for something. But we're not going to take it. We've got not got enough space. At least drink the water? Yeah, we should, shouldn't we? Right. So, we still want to try to get to Scav checkpoint the easiest way. Can we get out of here? Or are we just kind of stuck? Can't go through that way. I always forget, like, I don't normally come this route, so I can't remember which doors you can actually come in and out of on this in this bit. I don't think it's any of these. I guess we'll come out of this side. Hmm. So I'm thinking we come through this building. The thing is, 6B 3TM in bag. I want to be wearing the best armor I have. I actually would rather wear the good armor. And be able to carry less. It's important to me that we do this. This is the main road? I know. Thing is, I don't mind the main road in some ways, because at least like you can see where they are. I want to go like I want to like thread through the middle. That was a step. Ah! Well, that's unfortunate. I don't know where that person is. That doesn't seem like a good thing to me. Just going to try and get back this way. Okay. God damn. Player or what? You're being hunted totally? Must be, surely. We've not got that long. Wonder what the best way to go is. Probably just want to go back this way, right? Luhara Lexos? I don't think so. I don't want to go back to the main building we saw. That was bad before. Go for Pinewood. Yeah, I think that's the right idea. Go Pine. We'll try to get to Scav checkpoint via Pinewood. So we're going to go... Can we get down here on the left? I think we can. EP ammo. Oh, that's good. Oh, it doesn't really matter because I'm not using mag anyway. So yeah, we need to go down past Pinewood, this way, round the back. I love that this is where we started. We'll just have to go down the whole section. I don't really want to go... What do you guys think? Left or right? Or like through the middle of Pinewood? Because we could go upstairs through the main corridor. I don't know if there's going to be any scavs in there. Or whether we're better off staying down. I almost feel like going through the middle of Pinewood is probably better. But I've never... Oh, there's a scav. I've never really done that, so... Let's go right. Given that we know there's a scav right there. If we can get through Post Office, given that it's super late, and Post Office is mainly a PvP spot, I mean, I know that there's scavs there too, but it's mainly a PvP issue. Hopefully most of the players will be gone, and we'll be able to get out of this raid without running into anybody. We'll see. Oh, there's a scav down there too. We could go through and up here. I think this is actually a better idea. Take the slickers. Oh yeah. Alright, you can meet scavs no matter what. Probably. So let's go through this way. I just hope we don't end up in a fight. We might. I think this is probably our best chance, though. Straight underpass. Nah, the thing is, then there's a scav in dentist, though. We can go out of here through the underpass. How many scavs? No surprise for the 8 round Pinewood itself. Yeah. So I feel like going up here is better. It also limits the number of places we can be shot from. One of the issues with streets is that there's so many places that you can take a bullet. It's kind of neat going this direction because we're kind of linear down the corridor, you know? Wasn't expecting him. I think he was at the reception. The unfortunate thing about these stairs is I could be seen. He's like right here. We just need to go. We don't have time to mess about. Shotty at that range? You say that, but I tend to find like the shotties without sights really hard to use. Kind of like rather use the SKS, to be honest. Now this bit is the bit where I always get killed around here. I always get killed by PMCs in this area. I don't know why. Always somebody around here, it seems. We're just scarpering. At least trying to. Don't care about any of the other loot now. We just need to extract. We just need to like survive and extract more in general on hardcore. God, there was a scav over there. Him over there. It's fine. We're just leaving. Okay. Nice. We did it. That was stressful. That was the exact path I was talking about. Nice. So this I whiz, but what chair do you use? I use a very basic, just like office desktop chair, but I also have this one here, which is like a kneeling one. I should set up like some kind of thing, affiliate or something for it, because I have a kneeling chair that I really like. Yeah, otherwise I just have a normal office chair, like it's nothing special really. Post office unloaded, no doors open. I don't know. Yeah, I don't even care. I don't even care. Right, well this is taking some time, isn't it? There we go. How many scavs do we end up killing? Actually quite a few. 3k XP. It's not too bad. All headshots, not terrible. I feel like some of those SKS shots were on point actually. Wasn't too bad in the end. I was stressed though, man. Especially given we were having so many issues at the beginning. Yeah, it's just so annoying. Like, after a bit, it's fine. It's just, there's some, like, weird thing with the recording, the interaction. It all just has a bit of a mess. Right, so, this has actually been very, very fruitful because what we ended up with is we managed to keep our original piece of armor, which we can repair. pretty much back to full. We've got 2 sets of duffels, which is cool. Med tools and things. 2 MBSSs, which is really handy. Actually, genuinely really useful. Vita juices, which we can swap for slickerses, which we can use for scav vests. And we got loads of 7.62 bullets, which is awesome. So we can repair this gun as well. And we kept our shotty too. Yeah, this thing's like, it's got no real sights on it. It makes it really hard to use. I find I'm like missing with this thing a lot. But need to get a standing desk, program all day for my job. Yeah, a lot of sitting. I missed the settings part. Did anything major happen? Basically, what I was saying was that the long and the short of it was textures on low and MIP streaming basically allow you to play Streets because with low VRAM graphics cards, or at least like medium graphics cards, you know. And we've got some PP out there. We've got the toilet paper. So the toilet paper now allows us to build the lavatory. So let's have a look. That was really it. There was loads of other stuff that we were talking about, but it's all very confusing. Construct. So what can we do now? We can make these with these things, but we don't need to do that just yet. We can now make bandages. Good. With fleece. We can now make scab BPs with water and fleece. Okay, this is at least useful. Need to take a screenshot. I'm going to make a graphics video for this weekend. We can make 10 of these with 1 more of those. And then with the fleece, we can make... Okay, the lavatory is actually opening up quite a few opportunities here. So is there anything else that we can do with fleece? I guess we need like 2 sets of fleece to make this work, but... So... Yeah, and if we get a tack kek, then we can make that with this. With a packer, we can upgrade to the Carassa with some ripstop and stuff. All right. This is interesting. And we can make splints with that armor. It's one of those ones where normally you just don't really care. I think we'll turn the fleece into bandages to start with, because at least then we can do this one and take those in with us. Taking stuff just for money on hardcore is all not so bad since you needed level traders. True. Let's just upgrade this one. Oh, I see. I mean, doing this is going to be quite annoying. Toolkit, elite. Actually, we're not that far away. I say that, we're not that far off. Yeah, med station, we still need this damn syringe. You know, I didn't check. I didn't check what dailies we had. Survive on woods. Find capacitors. Okay, well, I have literally just looted some of those. Get a bit of XP, maybe not worth it. Eliminate 4 scavs. That's a shame. Well, hopefully we can do it again. I want to see if Streets works again. I really hope that Streets does function properly. This is neat, this class 4. Right, what we can do then, we can take our class 3 back in. We'll take the duffel in again. And we'll trade in slickers for a scab vest, I think. And we'll take that. Put the nails in. Do we take the shotty? Or do we take the SKS? I feel like the SKS is probably better than the shotgun, especially given that there's no sights or anything. What can I mod this at all? No, we need like a mount for it really, because otherwise it's just really hard to use. Make splints from the blueberry armor? Yes. Exactly, which is cool. Maybe I should start using the hideout more. It's good on hardcore at least. We do need more meds though. We do. So if we get 1 more max energy, then we can... yeah, then we could get that thing. I think I'm just going to sort this stuff. Let's just sort everything for now. What were we doing? Yes, so... an S-March. We're going to take the AFAC in again because that one's the one that's kind of busted. And then we've got... This gun's actually quite good. I quite like this gun. Where's my T46? Sorry, T45. Am I completely blind? Where is it? It wasn't in one of the rigs, was it? Oh, it is. Oh, that's why I can't see it. Okay. Hideout is quite fire. It is, yeah. Be good if we could get nutrition unit and the med station unlocked. So we need a syringe. Everything else, like the workbench is actually kind of a bit overrated, to be honest. Early on. You can make an AK, I suppose. If you find the AK-74 wooden stock. You get AK-74N. Make an AKM with a 136. But you need to find this AKM muzzle brake compensator. So this is not actually very good on hardcore. Okay. Alright. So, yeah, food-wise, we basically just need to take, like, some piece of food in that we can eat when we get in there. What was herring for again? We said it was for, yeah, the holiday unique bag, but I'm not really going to need that. What's the Sauri for? Anything? Oh, raid backpack. Okay, so we'll take the Sauri and we'll just eat this straight up. And then we'll just try and get something. Magnum butt craft does make the shotguns a bit spicier. That's true. We need to get this somehow. The blue gunpowder. Because I can't buy HP. And I've only found 30 of it. Makes it a lot harder. Were we going to do this one? I was going to make the bandages, I think. And if there's anything like other super critical stuff in here. Well, I could turn this into 2 scab BPs with the fleece. That's actually probably more worthwhile. Let's drink the water and we'll turn it into 2 scab BPs because the backpacks are some of the most annoying and painful part about this whole process. I guess I don't need to do it right now. I'll use the water down to a bit lower, and then we'll turn them into backpacks. But we've got backpacks for the time being, so it's kind of okay. Okay, one of those. Right, we're going to try streets again. Let's do it. I'm sorry that it's been so scuffed in terms of performance for now. Right, I'm going to press the buttons. And I'm in fact going to run to the bathroom, and I'll be back shortly. Yeah, I was very lucky in that last raid. I should do what I said I was going to do, which is basically to go through the back alleys, the back streets, and ensure that we're not going out into the main areas. Once we did that, it was kind of okay. I wonder what happens if you are going through, say, like post office and all that kind of stuff, and you decide to just go upstairs to navigate from one place to another. Like, you do see people looting, but people tend to do like a loot run, you know, one time. If you know what I mean. You go through and you do one loot run, and then you're out of that area. Whereas like people like meander and roam around other places. It was crazy how we nearly bumped into that guy though. Also, people don't loot. That's true. So if we go through the looting areas, then it probably is okay. Big boys run for the PvP. Indeed, we're just trying to avoid them. So if we avoid check 15, but the thing is, people go around post office too for PvP. I've been killed so many times around post office building. I hate the bit when you run out of the underground. I'm still trying to figure out the safest route, because almost always you have to cross the road somewhere. The worst part is getting out of the underground exit and then running up the street to turn into post office. Once you're inside, it's okay. Go good near Lexus on the main road there. But the question is, like, where else are you supposed to go? Because you either cross there at Lexos, you cross even further, like past the vehicle extract and sneak round. That's possible. But that means that you've had to either cross through the theatre courtyard somewhere and fight scavs, which with no optic is really tough. You either then cross at Lexos, or you cross at the main central section, the Skybridge bit area, or you're crossing over by post office, or through the underground. It's really tough. Missed the start of the stream. Have the runs been? We've played one. Basically, we had some like performance problems earlier, so hopefully we don't have that now. We shall see. So we've actually only done one proper raid, but it was a long one. We got out with a couple of minutes to spare, and it was all right. Yeah, we got like a bunch of bags and useful things like that, because that's what I've been struggling with mostly, is not having enough bags and rigs and basic armors and stuff like that. Those are really the things that I've struggled with the most, actually. So fortunately, we did manage to get out with some decent things and enough stuff to do the barters. The barters actually multiply what you can get by a long way. So if you can come out with like a load of Slickers bars, that is like the equivalent of having, you know, each one is a scav rig on its own, which is amazing. And the same thing with bags too. It's like soap, batteries, toothpaste, hard drives, tea. You can get bags of those. But also, obviously, you can stack bags inside bags. It's not too bad. Like armor and rigs are the hardest ones because they don't stack. Armor's okay if it's an armored rig. If it's real armor, it's just really tough. At theatre, if you go upstairs, you can sneak past most of the scavs. You still have to walk along the whole street, though. I don't understand what the issue is. I can't understand why this does it. Basically, we start on the streets. Everything's looking okay. And then the GPU jumps to 100% because of OBS. Even if I limit the game, OBS just sits there at 100%. And the only way I can do it is to close OBS and reopen it. And then the GPU goes back to normal. I don't know why it does this. I really, really don't understand. I can't understand. Oh. Only on streets. Yep, only streets. I used to get it occasionally on Lighthouse. But it would happen randomly during the stream, and I was running stupid settings then. I don't know why, but like it doesn't even seem to be the game. so back. Yeah. I can't understand, guys. And also, we tried it with a scav run before. And it was totally fine. Totally fine. No problems. Scav run worked totally with no issues. Try it as PMC. Totally dead. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. And it wasn't happening when I was doing the test stream either. I'm very confused. Are you launching OBS as admin? I am indeed. I am indeed. OBS admin is the go-to. Scout spawn later in the raid, first few minutes, PMC. Raids have way high loading resistance as everyone's spawning. Probably that. But like, why does only Twitch drop completely, but YouTube just gets laggy? I don't know. We're on full screen. What I need to try putting on those full screen optimizations again. Most people crash when loading streets, relog everything's fine since at the start of a raid. Yeah. Does seem to be the way. Okay, so, right. Now that we're back, what is our new exercise? Damaged house. Evacuation zone. Evacuation zone is the extract behind Concordia. It is slightly tricky to get out of there. Hello everyone. Yeah, we've been testing some new stuff, and I really am desperate for streets to work. I'm sure we can make streets work. When I tested it myself, it was working fine. And even in a raid that I did off stream that was live, it also was working just fine. But I had full screen optimizations on. Sorry, off. So after the next raid, maybe we can change it and do that. Yeah, damaged houses by theatre, exactly. So damaged houses by theatre, and evacuation zone is behind Concordia. So we are along, we're basically where we exited last time, I think. So check 15 is up there. The thingy bobbin is down here. Whatever you want to call it. Well, what's this one called? Scav checkpoint. I think it's an OBS issue. I don't really know. It's just, it sits there at 100%. Like we saw last time, that even when I set the in-game frame rate to like, you know, 30 FPS or whatever, it still was a problem until I stopped doing certain things. Like recording wise and stuff. It's very, very odd. Sounds like a scav to me. You can see Mr. Scav? Grab the skybridge key? Yeah, we can do. I didn't bother because we're probably not going to go to it, but I could put it in here because I didn't identify it. Bit cheesy, but maybe that doesn't count. That's not really in the spirit of hardcore, but I don't care. You need to eat or drink? Oh, yeah. We brought this in to eat, so we'll do that. He's also XP. Yes, true. Okay, so yeah, so which way do you want to go? So we are over in this section. We need to get to I heard walking. It's a scav in this area. What if we can go kill him? Would be a good idea. Oh wait, actually this bit is outside post office, isn't it? Maybe it's not such a good idea. What graphic settings are you testing? I was trying out a bunch of different things. I need to test one more thing. I need to test out this full screen mode thing. Yes, I haven't decided where we're going to go from here. So let's think. If we go... So evac zone is actually kind of close, but it's like through Concordia and over Sparger, which is kind of hard. Maybe we target going to evac zone? I don't know. Maybe we could go like underground Concordia maybe? Because there's like a billion scavs under there. This is a sky bridge over here. It feels kind of risky to be in this bit. Yes. Don't really want to unnecessarily draw attention to myself, if possible. Oh, Suka. Ah. This way, if you swap to the knife, you don't waste a bullet. Otherwise it pulls the charging handle. Right. There's one light round that corner. Search the rest of these. I don't know if we're going to be able to go and kill him. I'm not sure. Yeah, so I'm just trying... Basically, the graphic stuff, I'm just trying to stop the big glitches when we load into streets. It doesn't happen on any other map. It only happens on streets. And it's very annoying. Right. Okay, so we've been seen by a scav from over there somewhere. I mean, they see you from a phenomenal distance. There's loads of filing cabinets here. Public food, see if there's anything useful down here. don't think those are useful for anything. Weird lag issues at the beginning of the raid for 15, then it subsides. Yeah. So they're catching everyone up as we all spawn. It's probably like new networking as well. I don't think. Do you even? Is our battery for anything now? I don't even know if rechargeable battery is actually for anything. It used to be for the ADAR, but how do you know Scav saw you? Do they only talk when you see you? They only say certain things as well. He had that voice line that really sounded like, you know, I've spotted somebody. I don't think I need salt. I've already got that for nutrition. Hello, hello. It's going good. AA battery. You can use those for some crappy little bags. Hope this isn't your best equipment. I would say this is our kind of like, this is our rat run on streets equipment. That was the, there's a guy dead in the street noise from the scav. But that does also mean that he's like up close to him. Ow. Yeah, the Reap Mount Barter. Indeed. Question is this low enough to keep me from dying if I lie down here? I feel like no. Oh god, he's up there. Okay. Actually, it's not good now. Let's stay here. Right, CEO. SP in a 74U. Okay, they're not too bad. Long time fan when you joined the stream. Keep up the good work. Thank you, man. Disrespect from the scav. Why don't you explore the keys? It's a weird rule with the hardcore. Is light being fixed? Not really. Okay, so we need to think about like getting some more food or going somewhere. So where did we say that we were going to go in the end? We were going to go... there's not really a great way for me to go, because if we go down to... So damaged house is all the way down by theatre, but that might actually be better. Evac zone is all well and good. But getting there is kind of tricky. Because we either go along the front, check 15 past Sparger, and then round the back of Concordia. Like, you can do that, but it's kind of hard. This way, we still have to go through post office, which is kind of problematic. But it might be easier than the other alternatives, you know? This is where we started. Ah, we can get over here, actually. Maybe. Might be the easiest way over. There are scavs in these areas, though. Gosh darn it! Maybe we go. Maybe that's just a problematic area. We'll go back through this way. Yo, Joseph Noonan, thank you for the $4, dude. Appreciate it, buddy. Love the vids and the streams. Thanks, man. Also, you know what, let's go and let's get the little spawn in here. Don't know if there's ever anything on there. There is a weapons box here though. Somewhere. Where's the weapons box? Oh, it's there. Find the whole street swap problematic. It's kind of fun though. Oh yeah, we do need some food, don't we? A bandage. Stop with one of those mags, just in case, you never know. Right, let's come up to the against the edge here.
Love the vids and the streams.
Bit of a delay, but it caught up in the end. That wasn't that guy. Oh no, we're actually in trouble. I was getting shot at by somebody else there. Was that Scav or not? I can't really tell. We're in trouble here though. We have to just push through here. Got food. Gotta grab his rig. I know. We'll go back down in a second. It's like all food. Actually kind of useful. No CMS. There we go. Like that. Like this. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the play. we don't die here. Right. Yeah. Good idea with the morphine. Just 'cause it stops my guy from, like, dying so hard. Oh! Here we go. Oh! CMS! CMS! Add a Solera. And a golden star just in case. Okay. Here we go. People take out the secure container to put better leaks inside. Indeed. Must have had something good though, right? Back in the game! It's the truth. Let's heal up. You had it in the rig? I wonder why you stopped there. You got T45'd. Big time. Right, we do have to go though, because we don't have any more water. So where are we going? Damaged house. Yeah, we're going damaged house from here. So we're going all the way along the back of this. We're going then all the way down towards theatre. Those are checked already. In fairness, there might be water in those, but yeah, we should be okay, I think. Quite heavy. In here. Little killer. All right. What if we can walk over that using the bag? We can, without jumping. Fantastic. All right, cool. I think he heard you and was looking for you, maybe. You did drive past a few juices? Yeah, I know. I just kind of want to get out, though. We actually should be okay with the golden star, I think. I think that will make it possible. No wonder I died. I went the other way. What do you mean? Sometimes there's some stuff in Nikita's bar, so we could have a quick look in there. Can you think of having to check Twitter, Reddit forums? Because BSG does put info in the game client. Yeah, I know. You know what? I've never met Killer at Pinewood. Sometimes there's drinks in here. Maybe not today. Not today. Has it underpass looking for damaged house and exited all the way that you got out of? Oh. 23. We're kind of alright, I think. Why not go through Pinewood Supermarket? I don't want to go through Pinewood Supermarket. That sounds like a surefire way to run into a billion scavs. Alright, there we go. But there's another supermarket down here on the way to Damaged House, so... Oh god. That's the reason. Hopefully no one's in there already. People tend not to loot this one, in my experience. I'll shift this around in a sec. We're going to use that. Out of there. Is that a real can? No. Not a real hot rod. None of these are real. Okay. Yeah, we're just going to wait here for a sec. I'll have to get coffee and come back with you an SVDS. I know, we killed the guy in a doorway who was just like standing there. Now I think there's another shop on the left, I think, somewhere. And wait for my stamina to get back up a bit. Dead scav? Dead scav's down there. Yes, still hardcore. We're still doing hardcore. So yeah, dead scav is here. Shop should be in there. I know you can get trapped, but we're kind of late, so should be alright. Not sure how much is in this one. If anything. Oh, I just wish it was more obvious which ones are actually items or not. Your PMC seems to know. It's got some kind of like miracle sense. But you, the player, cannot tell. I think we're okay now. We'll just have a quick look in here, see if there's anything else better. We can swap out for stuff. Safe just past the scav on the right. Broken LCD. AA battery. I'm going to get rid of the condensed milk, take the AA battery. Broken LCD, I'm not sure whether I'm better off taking that rather than this. Probably. Magica coffee, you can't really use for much. It's just like gazelle barter, but that's like way later on. Not a grill crevasse? No, I don't think so. Hey guys, it's Gigabeef here. There you go. How's that? Yeah, D battery we don't care about. Hello everyone, it's Gigabeef here. Today we're doing some hardcore and breaking my stream. 6. We really did a number on the stream earlier. Holy moly. You said bottom shelf kvass. I don't think there was. No, I don't think so. Breaking stream's gone well, not so much the hardcore. True. Although this is, you know, this is slightly better. We've got to get out of here though. What's in this one? Apartment. Okay, well let's not mess about. Let's just try and get our sorry ass out of here. Retain what we have and all that. get a pain kill for this last section. Trying to see if I can see any scavs at a distance from here. The SVD is almost like the perfect hardcore DMR because you can actually get ammo for it. You know, I have been killed from damaged house once. It was extremely annoying. Okay. Ugh. Nice. What are the graphics tests? Yeah, we were testing trying to not explode the stream when we're loading in. But I needed to test one more thing. That worked nicely. That was good in the end. Fantastic. We managed to get the SVD out, my friends. I think that's PMC kill number 5, I believe. SKS beats the rest. Love it. Level 11. We're doing it, guys. SMB to the stomach, but it's all good. That was a good raid, actually. We got a lot of stuff out of that, and a lot of cool stuff as well. Like useful things, as well as like endgame stuff. It's all well and good getting endgame stuff, but sometimes you just need like meds and heavy bleed items and food and barter trades and whatever. So this one was awesome because he had a pilgrim too, and we got this as well. So we know that's Skybridge keys. We're not going to identify that because we're cheesing that system. This, what is this? Trailer park portable cabin key. That's actually an early quest. That was the one where you have to do the thing for Prapor and go and grab the book. So that was actually pretty handy. We've still got our duffel. We've got another scav vest. TT, let's unload the ammo. AKBS, cool. Wires, nuts, Kajura, bandage, scav vest, height. That's actually useful because that means we can make stuff with this. Half mask. I think we can get another packer now in theory. Rechargeable batteries. What are these useful for anything? It's just this thing for hardcore. They used to be for ADARs, but not anymore. Crickets aren't really very good for anything, I don't think. Matches a cricket for some food. Pile of meds. Yeah, okay. Let's keep it for now. Got another bag for like tiny little scuffed runs. That's fine. What's broken LCDs for? Working LCD. Oh, fantastic. Weapons case and... Oh, you need night visions for that. Okay, fine. We'll keep it anyway. That's just food. Condensed milk. I think we're just going to sell condensed milk straight up. Kind of handy. It's just the woods one, yeah. So we completed this guy as well. So elimination. Ah, this is actually pretty cool. TCWSP. Doesn't really matter what it is, but it's 762 NATO. Which is good, because that means we can use that as an understacking round for the RSAS. Golden Zibbo key, is it? What mechanic are you choosing with the keys? So there was a mechanic introduced, I think it was Pestily who introduced this mechanic of if a key is unidentified and you find it in raid, you can put it in your secure container so long as you don't identify it. So you're kind of gambling. Once a key is identified, you can put it in your secure container and take it in with you. But a find a raid key, you have to keep it on you if you identify it. So that means that if we go back and get Skybridge key, I know that that's the Skybridge key, but I'm not going to Skybridge. But I know it's that one because it's a guaranteed spawn. But it means that every time I go there, I can take a Skybridge key and put it in my secure because it's unidentified. I mean, it's cheesy because I know which one it is. It's not really in the spirit of things, but it also doesn't really matter. So, Mr. Kedda. Cool. And then this SVD. Doesn't have the nice stock on it. Yeah, so if we're going to use this again... I'll be swapping it out for one of these. I don't know which one. Probably that one. Actually, you need that for a quest, don't you, for mechanic? Probably this one then. Okay, 5. Just gives you a bit more ergo. But it's nice to get a suppressed gun. And we've got a suppressed SVD with 2 magazines to swap between them, and a load of SMB, which he put in his thing. He must have found like a load of good stuff, this guy. And then we have this big bag as well. The TT with the bullets, so we can do like a little crappy run as well with that. Soleil. Yeah. So it's pretty epic. And we got his class 4 armor as well. He was running a really budget piece of armor here. It's probably worth just repairing it with to the full, just because we don't really use cash for anything else, as we were saying the other day. So you repair it with mechanic to at least like keep it as high as you possibly can. Mr. Strimmer, where is your money? Exactly. Done Jaeger's dehydration? Nah, we're still really early on Jaeger's quests. We've got we still need to kill scavs without body armor. Onwards. We need to do one more. So that should be relatively easy in theory, but why not just accept all the dailies? We could. At least we get to see what we get for it. Oh, we still need 133 shotguns. Or another buckwheat. It's annoying. We've had buckwheat about 3 times. And I just keep dying every time I get it. Barter for condensed milk for ANA. Oh yeah, it's probably later on though, isn't it? So yeah, rechargeable batteries are also going to get removed, I think. Because they sell for a relatively okay amount. I did say there wasn't anything useful for them, right? Oh yeah, it was just this. This gunsmith part. But it's fine. Repairing armor is more important. Just stop dying. I know. What music is this? This is called Water Please by Grand Banks. Hey, Saki, I'm doing good, man. Afternoon, afternoon. Yeah, try to rig as well. Exactly, it's perfect. So, if we could somehow keep leveraging up these kits, what I should do now at this point, we're at the stage where bags need to be stacked. That makes things a little bit better. So this is our good armor. Respoil them. We've got 2 pieces of class 4 now. Blackrock, scab vest, couple of helmets. Okay, this is improving. This is certainly improving. Am I ever finding a Reese T? I mean, I guess there's no harm in keeping it for now. Yeah, Vita Juice for Slickers, that's this one. So the water thing, so let's just drink... If we drink the water now... Then we can use that in the hideout barter. Right, batteries for quests. Yeah, we can always find more. They're relatively common in the loot pool. You don't use them for anything else. So what we were going to do is this. Oh yeah, we need to get one of them out. So we had 2 of these MBSSs. So I'm going to turn one of these MBSSs into 2 Scab backpacks. This is actually pretty powerful. And that'll take an hour. Nice. So what's the... Okay, so what are we going to do now? We still have to do this customs one. Extortionist. We have the key for it. Is that guy better? Shame. We have a couple of different things we can do. So we need to find 133 shotguns somehow. We need to find the 206 key. We need to find gas analyzers. We need to do Extortionist, which is probably the easiest one that we actually have available. We need to do Gunsmith Part 1. For that, we probably need to do the barter for 133, which is probably this one. Yeah, you've got Woods, no armor, daily, and impossible shotguns. Yeah, exactly. So for him, we've got Tarkov Shooter 1. We managed to do 1 and then scuffed it. We got 1 without body armor. Kill without body armor, which is probably easy, and then a daily on woods, so that's good. And we don't have anything for Ragman yet. So yeah, it's probably woods next, isn't it? Can't you buy the shotguns from Jaeger? Not on hardcore, because you can't buy items from traders. Such is the issue. So we've got 2 decent guns, these 2. We actually have a PSO, but now that we've got a PSO, we now have nothing to put it on. That's a classic, isn't it? What's going to be a good woods loadout then? I guess we need to keep this with us. We could... Whatever it is that we do, if we go in with this class 4... Mechanic as a bard for gas analyzer, or was it? Yeah, it has to be found in raid for the quest. Found in raid for the quest is the way. So we'll go in with the salary. That's going to gear us up for food in the next raid. Then what we're going to do is we're trying to kill scavs with no armor. So we do, I mean, whether we take the SVD or not, I don't know. Might almost be an idea to do the SVD thing. SVD's quite good on woods in general. If we could try and avoid people, then it'd be alright. It's not as Gucci as the RSAS, so I don't feel as stupid about going in with, like, swapping armor out. Maybe we do that. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Do that. And we'll go, I think this time we'll go with the day pack. Because I've got to use some of the good stuff sometimes, you know. I say good stuff. Things that are, you know, half decent at least. We actually have a few of these Calocs now. That's actually pretty useful. You can drop the armor before taking the shot on the scav. Exactly. That's why I want to go not with the rig. I want to go with this combo. Don't forget cash for the taxi. Very good point. Where's my money? How much is it? 5,000? 4,000? If I take 5k, will that be enough? With 0 scav rep? I've basically got like, what's my scav rep? 0.2. Is 5k enough? I think it is. Oh, do you have the LEDX? I know, we found it on woods. We got really lucky. Super, super lucky. Now, think about this. I don't think I can put this on there because I don't have the rail. Okay, we're just going to have to be kind of careful, I guess. Oh, yeah, we probably want some painkillers too. Can't you put your pouch in the stash if you can't use it? You can use it. You can use it for keys. That's the thing. You're allowed to use it for keys. I don't have any forwards, but if you find any, you can put them in there. CMS. We could take this to CMS. These count as painkillers now, actually. Maybe we take Augmentin. Augmentin are used for like making pile of meds, but I think we probably don't really... feel like they're just like one-use painkillers for us, right? The 4 IBU? Ah, maybe a 4 ibuprofen is not a bad idea. That's actually a good idea. Low count ibuprofen. Exactly. Finally caught you live. Or a single morphine stick. One or the other. Actually destroys hydration, this thing. Yeah, let's go with the ibuprofen. And then we need some extra spare bullets. So we've got some PS here. We've got BS here. We've got SNB somewhere. Up here. I guess we'll just take 10. Well, maybe 15. All right. So let's go woods. We're going to try to get 1 scav kill and then survive. A scav kill without armor. How are the runs going? Wins or losses? So far, it's been a W for today's raids. I've been dealing with some performance problems that I've been trying to fix along the side. It's quite nice to be playing woods, actually, in some ways. Just because... I know that it's going to perform fine and not explode, which is good. But yeah, right, I'll press the button and then we're going to get into the next raid. Let's go. More than 40? You never know. Maybe. You never know. Yeah, it's quite nice to have to just to not have to worry about cash so much and just be taking 5k because it's just like, well, you don't really use it for anything, so good. Now, quick bit of stream maths. I have 17 gigabytes left on my hard drive for today. I've actually bought some extra hard drive space. I have 17 gig left. Do I need to fiddle with it? I'm now running 50,000 bitrate. So that's 50,000 kilobits per second. It's 50 megabits per second, which is 6.25 megabytes per second. Times 60, that's 375 megabytes per minute. Times by 60 for an hour, that's 22,500 megabytes, which is 22.5 gig. Now, if I'm streaming for another 40 minutes, that's going to be times 0.666667, which is 15 gigabytes, and I have 17.2 left, so I shouldn't need to move anything. I should be able to stream the rest of this session without moving any files with 2 gig to spare. You'll need cash for a ScavTalk soon. That's true. But it'll kind of be self-fulfilling because I'll be selling... my stash will be full, so I'll be selling stuff to just get rid of the things that I don't need as much, and then buying a ScavTalk instead. Nice kit. Yeah, it's not too bad. This is a little mix and match of stuff. Actually, to be fair, this is my only headset. So we have to be playing with extreme caution. The headsets thing has been the bane of my existence. I did not realise that it was going to be so crazy. You want a data plan? No. It's a hard drive thing. That's what I meant. I have 17 gig left on my C drive. I have space elsewhere, but it means that I have to minimize the stream and like move some recordings. The problem that I have right now, and this is why I've actually just bought a new M2 drive internally. Yeah, their data plans don't really exist for internet. Not really. They do. I think you can get them if you try hard and try to get one that's really budget, but even the cheap ones normally are unlimited. Yeah, you do have them for mobile though, but just not for home internet. That's true. But yeah, so I bought myself another M2 drive because at the moment I've got a 1 terabyte M2, which has got my OS on it. It's got all my games on it, and then it's got all the footage that I'm editing on it, because I basically have 2 discs that I use for content creation. My main drive, which is 1 terabyte, with everything on it, and I have a 5 terabyte magnetic, which I send all of the like archived footage to. Problem is, it's really hard to edit from the 5 terabyte drive. So I was like, fine, I've like removed as many games as I can. Delete Dota 2. I actually haven't deleted Dota 2. It's not that big a game for a start, and secondly, I'm probably going to play it at some point. It's like one of the games that I do tend to play from time to time, but I've only got like 6 games in my Steam library left, and the point has come now. Like I installed Diablo 4 with the half quality, like the low res or like the medium resolution assets, so that it didn't take 80 gig. It only took 40 instead. I was like, okay, this is probably the time at which I want a new disc, because like I'm really running out of space here. And it's hard for me to manage between the two. Like if I move the stuff into the long-term storage, and then it's hard for me to edit because then Premiere's like really laggy. But I can't keep it on my main thing. I don't really want to be like swapping files in and out of the 2 drives. That sounds like an absolute disaster. So second M2 drive incoming. And you know what? That would probably help. It probably doesn't matter because the M2 drives are so fast. But it probably would help in some ways, because I'll then have my recording going to a different disk, and my OS and Tarkov will be on my primary C drives. That's better, at least. I'm not writing to the drive that I'm also playing Tarkov on. It probably won't make any difference because they're really fast anyway. But got more space than you. You're a real gamer. Well, I've got a 1 terabyte internal, a 5 terabyte external, and another 1 terabyte external. But that one is purely for backup. Store the raids in your 5 brain. Give us an audiobook. But yes, the reason why it's now calculable is because I swapped over my stream on Twitch. This is almost like the perfect place. Mr. 4TB M2 SSD on Prime Day. Well, yeah, the choice for me was either a 4TB or a 2, and I was like, well, I don't really need 4. And the 2 is perfectly fine for me, and was like £70, 70 something pounds, which I was like, damn, that's pretty good actually. Whereas the other one was like 150. I was like, it's basically just double the price, but you can never have too much SSD space. That's true, but you can spend too much money. The bigger they are, the faster they are. Yeah, I had a look at the curves. 2 terabytes seemed to be the sweet spot, actually. Bigger than that, and it didn't matter. Right. We are going to wait for Scav in this location. I think that's a Scav. Oh, wait. That's a player. Hard to see him. It's a PMC. It's like a budget PMC with a MOS in. Probably why the scavs weren't spawning. I don't really want to... Yeah, for some reason I couldn't kill him. So what I'm actually going to do from here... Because I reckon that guy spawned up this side. I'm actually going to go back up here. I think he spawned at the top and went all the way around. Because he was like the other spawn. I believe so anyway. I'm going to go down and loot the scav. And then I'm going to go all the way around the outside. Doesn't SSR look beautiful? Right. Right, let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I just couldn't connect with the guy. Annoying. Ah, or Dontox or whatever. What about SP8? Thought I heard it was someone for a second. I'm gonna drink this. I want to pick that thing up, and then we'll move out. Good luck. We're all counting on you. Thanks, man. Yeah, so there's certainly people fighting now over around Ammo Shack. I think that's our guy. Oh my god. Where did we say this stash was? Can't rightly remember. Is that the TAC 30? It is. Mostly man killing scavs? Probably, yeah. Second bush to the right. Closer to the water. This one. Is it raining slightly? Something's happening. Ah, there. Now that's the one. Fuel! I don't need this, do I? No. Eat this. We'll get rid of this. Take this. There's someone coming along the water's edge. You know what? That's not our quest. We don't care about that. I'm going to go right around the edge. We didn't have a clean shot and they carried on running. So I'm actually just going to go round this way. Slightly cowardly, I know. But yeah, we did miss a chance. But when I lay down the second time, he just like carried on sprinting. I thought he'd stopped running for a second, so I was like, oh, maybe we have an opportunity to get him here. Sad. We got shot through the window, I think, or through the car or something. I tried to push him so we could get some shots in, but I didn't really get to shoot. Damn. I mateed. Rip the SVD. Not a great fight for me. Yeah, it happens, right? We can still probably do this quest if we beeline towards one of the... That's what I was just going to... Yeah, I know. I kind of ADS'd. I was like, oh, if we have a proper fight. But then because he ducked back behind the barricade, it was just like, oh, now this is just like super awkward. And now I'm kind of stuck here. Do I have anything else for this? No, I've just got 6 shots in this thing. Header, we do have something. Because we kind of just want to survive. We could go like SKS again. What else did I say we had armor-wise? We could go with... We can get a Packer now. So we could just like rush one of the scav spots and just kill one without... Well, actually, we could get the... Yeah, go with another duffel. Yeah, go with the duffel. And a scav vest. And then we can either go with the shotty. The SKS maybe gives us a bit more chance, but I feel like the SKS is actually quite good as far as weapons go. VPO, I think not so much. I think we've only got 1 mag for this. Oh no, we've got 2 mags. Now whether we take 2 magazines, we actually have 2 Kedders though. So, or 1 Kedder, 1 Clin. Still probably just take the 1 mag. Actually, it's a tricky one, isn't it? Maybe just take the shotgun. Please investigate keys in your stash. My eyes hurt. We know it's the Skybridge. To be fair, it doesn't really matter. We know it's the Skybridge key. It's all fine. It's fine. Okay. Yeah, the biggest problem actually that we do have is meds in general. Like meds to bring into raid is one of the hardest parts about this. Now we're playing hardcore. Oh, that was our stupid headset though. God damn it! It was our helmet. It was our only headset. Such pain. Like with all the scouts that we've killed, like none of them have had headsets really. It's actually insane. It's actually nuts how few have had headsets. We need to be able to fix a brake. We need to be able to fix a heavy bleed. Like I have no, other than take a slow, I have no way of fixing a heavy at all. Other than taking a catalog. I wonder if there's any other barters that we could do for these things. I've got 2 water rations for Slayer, we can do that. Car first aid for a humpback, we could do that. Matches for a painkiller. Ah, that's actually quite good, matches for a painkiller. 2 screws for one of these. I guess we'll take a car first aid kit then. Headset? I mean, it just allows you to hear so much further. Like we heard that guy. We didn't survive, but we heard that guy because of the headset. Factory for headset. Factory is going to get you tagged and cursed though if you go with anything. And there's just a lot of geared players on Factory right now. Do I need matches for this other hideout piece? Let me go and check. Ah, no, we did heating and the other one. So I don't think we need matches anymore. Yeah, we just need this syringe. And 2 relays. Okay. I don't think factories are the right play. I just don't. Let's try woods again. The most terrifying sight in Tarkov is PMC's ears. We tried factory with the KS one time and we just got annihilated and spawned by somebody with a vector. That's the problem with factory, is that you either run into somebody who's like completely geared out of their minds, or it's all hatchlings, which is fine because then you end up with a load of scavs in there. But there's player scavs too who don't, you know. Player scavs is kind of scary. Go far and around on woods. No, that's kind of what I tried. Relays are in the scav bunker. Scav bunker is where I was thinking of getting the kills actually as well. Right, let me just press the buttons again. We'll get back into this next one. Might be the last one, I think. Time's kind of running on. Yeah, I wanted to go all the way back round, but that guy had like, I guess he just like pushed all the way up to car. It was crazy actually, because we had a guy over there who's a hatchling, so we knew that that dude wasn't straight there. There was a guy running straight over the beach. Then this dude who was there at the car extract, like straight away. Maybe he was farming Sturman or something? Is it possible this shotgun has not got a side? It is true. You're correct. So we better kill a scav. Yeah, I feel slightly better there now about the way things are going, because we've got a few bits and pieces to be able to get rigs and stuff. Like, it was hard when we were running out of bags, running out of rigs, running out of armor. Whereas now it's a little bit better. We still have a few things, right? We've got class 4, we've got... Oh yeah, we used the class 4 from that dude, actually. So we've still got the class 4 6B3 TM. I think we... Do we have the class 3 propane rig still? I'm not sure. Maybe we lost that. But we've got enough things for bags. We've got slickers for rigs. We've got the milk and oat flakes rig, the sniper rig, so we could do that barter. It's just like paper we need to get paper for headsets. But paper's relatively rare, and you can tell from the prices on the fleet that paper's quite rare. Now, I know paper gets used for the intelligence craft. It's like 2 military flash drives and a piece of paper. But that being said, that craft is really, really, really long, so it shouldn't influence paper that much, because it takes forever to do. But paper's still 40k, 50k, something like that, which is quite surprising. It's amazing how much it is. It's a very expensive item, which means that it doesn't spawn that often. And it doesn't have like guaranteed spawns. You just have to keep searching filing cabinets, bags, things like that, I believe. I buy paper on the fleet to make water filters. That's true. There's the link with water filters. Yeah, you're right. There's a couple of things that make paper rise in price, I guess. Hey, I hate to ask this, but I'm level 17. This is my first wipe, so this one coming with my first real one. I want to go bare, but USEC seems helpful. It depends on if they do anything with streets. USEC is supposed to be disadvantaged on streets, because eventually there's going to be some kind of like anti-USEC AI. So far, I gambled and just played USEC. USEC is slightly easier on Lighthouse. Ultimately, I don't think it makes much difference, really. Okay, so we're over this side. So maybe we can go... Yeah, we can go like Scav Bunker. We need to get to outskirts anyway. Oh, this is village, actually, yeah. So maybe we can go into the back of the village houses, get some food at the beginning. We might even be able to kill a scav in the street or something. Afternoon, I have new glasses and my peripheral vision is weird. Fortunately, I don't have the pleasure of requiring glasses. I'm very lucky in that respect. But yeah, I can imagine that that's strange. My wife has glasses. She says it always feels as if you've suddenly put on HD. When she gets like a new prescription or whatever, like, so that it actually matches her properly. The binging videos? Nice. Yep. Pray for wipe, guys. Pray for wipe. Okay, we'll go into the kitchen. Sprats. A kvass. Some oat flakes. Humpback salmon. And away we go. That'll do for me, I think. I have to kill one more scav, but I do want to be quite close. Oh man, it's really raining. I like the initial loadout with you, USEC. I like that the cans features in English. Yeah, true. The initial loadouts don't matter too much. I almost feel that the initial loadouts for Bear might be slightly better, actually. For me, personally. Like, the M4 is borderline useless at the start. You'd rather have an AK, I think, and then the PP19 is probably better than the MP5 these days because of the rate of fire. Oh, my worst pair. Expect a new mapper to the white? No, I don't think so. What's new in the update? Well, FPS issues are supposed to be fixed, but unless there's been an update in the last hour or something. Yeah, no real difference at Lighthouse. Lighthouse doesn't really make a difference once you've killed rogues anyway, so that hardly matters. Make little salmon balls, crush up the flakes, and toss them in the deep fryer. Love it. PP19 to go to early. I actually didn't mind it early last time. Normally it's a weapon that I kind of hate on a bit, because it fires 9mm and has a low rate of fire. It's like the worst of both worlds. But early wipe, you just want to shoot people in the head, really. And it's fine for that. What's this? Propane, okay. What are we going to drink or eat then? I want to keep both of these things. Honestly, the kvass is probably the least useful. It's the best in terms of the food and drink, but it's actually the only one that doesn't do anything for us. This way we can take this, and also this. Now whether I take the duct tape over the fuel condition, I'm not sure. And that's more of a tricky one. Oh. He didn't come out. Slightly unnerving. Going back. Well, you only get to choose them. You could choose the rogues easy. Yeah, that's the thing. You don't need to be USEC to choose them. It only helps swarm raid anyway. Yeah, kill blood players is a better easier because most people are USEC. That's true. I think the MP5 is actually better than the P19. I think overall, yes. I think really early on in the wipe, I think no. Yo, Excal! Thank you for the membership, dude. Welcome to the Giga Gamers. Appreciate it, buddy. My FPS is all over the place. I had Binaural turned off, turned it on, it got stable. Oh, weird. Yeah, it's very random, isn't it? Bulb, alkaline. Probably that. I kind of want to just get into Scav Bunker and try and kill a Scav up there at close range with the shotty. I don't want to fight them in village because they're like actually terrifying in village. Or real. But yeah, the dramatic increases in FPS that was on the roadmap did not come with this patch. I'm assuming it's a Unity 2021 thing. You from Essex? Nah. West Midlands. I don't sound Essex, do I? What's better, hardcore or normal? It depends what you're looking for, I would say. The classic, it depends. Normal Tarkov is fun in its own right, but if you're a bored, experienced old-timer, hardcore is definitely worth a go. Just because it's like a new puzzle, you know? It's like a puzzle challenge, and hardcore is completely different in many ways. You have to remember and learn the barters. Like, I've actually written down a list of the useful level 1 barters. So there's somebody over there. I don't know if that's an actual player. Kind of want to go to the scav bunker into the convoy, but I feel like I'm going to meet somebody over there. I don't really want to meet anybody with this kit. Where else is it easy to kill scavs? Maybe we try to kill sniper scav? Should we go up the top and kill sniper scav? Let's try that. I don't know whether it's going to be taking too long. Let's see. I gotta fix lots of stuttering. Complicated question. Depends. Really depends. Depends on your system. Depends on exactly which situations you're having problems in. Is it specifically for a certain map? Walter Snorlax, thank you for the prime, man. Welcome to the hardcore. Has a sniper, scav, and SVD. Sometimes. Sometimes they have Mosin. Sometimes it's just an AK. Kind of depends. We can go and have a look, though. He might be dead already. Or somebody might have just killed him, and then we can loot it. That's also an option. We shall see. Pest usually goes to hunt scavs around the rocks in the centre of the map, around Spine. That's also not a bad idea. What we'll do then is we'll go and kill... We'll see if we can kill sniper scav. If so, well, I'm gonna take my armor off for it. So it's gonna be interesting. We might just die. Always kill scavs at scav bunker second village. It's so hard with the shotty though. This particular loadout makes it very difficult to do it without getting killed. Is the problem. I think one thing that I kind of had underestimated was just the deadliness of scavs when you're not wearing armor that's actually relatively good. Like when you're playing the normal game, you don't really wear less than class 4 armor, like almost ever. I need any of those things really. Whereas on hardcore, with class 4 armor, I've hardly worn at all. Like in class 4 is now my oh, this is my good stuff because we're playing in a real raid. Which is unfortunate, because whenever you come up against a player using like M80 or something like we did in the last one, then you just get insta-killed, which is a shame. What's in here? Lamp. Okay. Screws. Screws were useful for something. You know, I'm going to get rid of the fuel conditioner. Don't think we need that now. I know it's for quest later, and it pains me to get rid of it, but we have to focus on our immediate survival. Same thing with alkali. Right, down we come. We're going to come down here. Have I got splint? Oh god, I actually don't have a splint. Well, rip me, I guess. God damn it. Is it just one or is it both? It's just one. I don't think I can get up to see Sniper Scav without a splint. Oh, and it's ZB14 as well. Oh, and outskirts, so I'm a dumbass, aren't I? Just hold S and you won't ever need it. I know I did! I just know sometimes you get doinked to there. Every time I tune in, you have a broken like a woods. No! Why? Why is this my thing? Yeah, dude, I can't even get up there. Time to go to med camp. Let's see if there's a scav around here that we can just, you know, do the old swift click and then kill him. Maybe we should just focus on getting our leg unbroken rather than trying to finesse the quest. If there's one in a really obvious position, maybe we can try it. But we're just going to get out of position, run out of bullets because we can't aim this gun, and then die because we won't be able to limp away by the time he goes bang, 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 bang with 545 HP or something stupid. We might even find something around the crashed plane. There's scouts shooting. Not going to be anything in the tent, is there? Everyone scav randomly throws a headshot through a level 4 helmet. Yep, it's annoying. For real. Okay, well there's food and stuff. I'm just going to leave the little can of Tushonka. Ash plane always has grizzlies in the body. Okay, let's see. That's what we need. We need an alu splint, regular splint, grizzly. Vodka honestly would do because it's a painkiller. Painkiller would also be fine. There's actually quite a lot of items that we could get potentially. Yeah, I didn't take this in because I was like, well, we don't really need to. We're on like such a low kit that happens to me all the time. We're not hardcore, dude. I know. That's the thing. When you have a splint, it matters. I should have just not gone down there, honestly. Like I said before, and then was like, let's go down anyway. I broke my leg trying to get to sniper scav. Because I'm a dumbass. I did say it might happen, and then it did. And now I feel stupid. Well, that's just a random... See, if that had been a splint, that would have been beautiful, but... apparently not. Have a quick look in here. I don't know which spawn this is, whether it's med or just food. There's a crevasse there. Thing. Okay. Drink the pain away, guys. Drink the pain away. Yeah, food spawn. You are indeed correct. I've never used a shotgun without any sight. Yeah, the 155 doesn't come with one. It's quite disconcerting. Just go to med camp. Well, we have to go past here anyway, so we may as well look down here, no? IFAC is not really... not really helpful. Anything else? What's this? Alyonka, hot rod. All the things. None of the things we need. Okay. Med camp it is. Always find grizzlies. Yep. Really anything. Normal splint, alley splint, grizzly, vodka, painkillers of any kind. Do not need to be giving the hot rods for the Sims quest. I'm really not worried about questing, to be honest. We'll just we'll find the stuff for the quest as we go. I'm more interested in just slowly... Oh god, that's great, isn't it? I'm more interested in just slowly getting through and gearing up and just playing the game rather than worrying about the quest too much. Like we could try to metagame... Oh god, there's just like shots everywhere. We could try to metagame the quests completely, and we're going to end up in a situation where we've got like all the stuff we need for all these quests, but just no ability to actually complete them. See ya, Mega. Well, this doesn't bode well, does it? Loads of shots over at Medcamp. Keeping stuff of each quest when a wipe might happen before you get there. Yeah, exactly. I'm just not that worried about it. Like, it'll be fine. I doubt we're going to get to half of them anyway. Still kept the Letty? Of course! To be fair, we might even want to sell it at some point. To fund other stuff. I think I'm kind of going the wrong way. I'm basically by ZB 16, I think, aren't I? Is that up here? It's very easy to lose your bearings. Yeah, we'll have a look in here. This is actually an easier approach. Surf kit would also be an option? Yeah. Selling lead extra traders would feel bad? Yeah, it would. But I mean, am I realistically going to get onto the quest where you hand it in for a thick items case? I mean, I think that's extremely unlikely. One sec, guys. Okay. Where's the spawns in here for? Are there like any med bags or anything? There's not really anything in here, is there? Mostly weapons boxes down here, unfortunately. Which level? 11. Might get a gun though. Hey, you've got an SKS. Better than nothing. Nearly full. Okay. After all that chat before, I am going to have to move something anyway. I'm supposed to be finishing now, but we're running over. Need to give myself some leeway. There we go. Right. We were doing that calculation earlier about how much disk space I had left. The answer is not enough. Yeah, wipe date chatter about a wipe next week. Why is there lots of chatter? Is there lots of chatter today about a wipe next week? Or what's happened? Anything come out? Any interesting news come out? There was a bunch of people who were saying that there was another hunt tournament that's at the end of the month and that meant that the wipe now couldn't happen. I don't think that's true. Oh, Stash in the Valley. Yeah, good point. Although we're quite far away now from that, sort of. What else is in here? Is that something? What's that? No, just a hinge. Just a hinge! Oh my goodness. Why do we do this to ourselves? I need to bring in at least one thing to prevent this from happening. Because this happens way too often. This happens all the time! I think it's starting a hardcore playthrough earlier next wipe. I might. The only problem with doing hardcore exclusive is that it makes content kind of hard to make. Like, what else can I make other than hardcore videos, you know? I can still make other stuff, but it just means I'm like a little bit light on like other gameplay. I could do it like not every day. I could do it like as a mixture, hardcore and normal. Maybe do like 1 day a week hardcore or something after the first bit. I don't know. Now where's the stash? Is it left or right? It's like behind here somewhere, isn't it? I haven't been to this one for ages. Is it over here? Or is it up there? I think it's down here, isn't it? Is it behind one of these rocks? Do you have a video on identifying gun sounds? I can only tell the difference in fire rate. I actually don't. I think it's behind here. Here it is. Both? Really? How are you finding being a dad? Mine's getting into 3 months soon and I can't find any time for Tarkov. It ain't easy. Top of the dip. Is it up this bit? Yeah, late white fractured leg, slow placed walking. I'm not sure which bush it is. Is it up? Which way is it, guys? Let me just stand still. You tell me. I find hardcore more interesting to watch. Interested in how many feel the same. I think the numbers on stream have shown that people find it more interesting. Lady White Hardcore could be an interesting novelty to watch, like 2 Fit Zombie. Yeah, it's probably more interesting content early on. The cluster of trees on the left side. Bush near tank, the way you're facing. It's like up here? I can't remember. I'd forgotten about this one. In here, maybe? Is it in there? With this thing? No. Oh, yeah, it's there. Come on! You know what's going to happen, right? We're going to get over there and get shot in the head. How long have we got? 15 minutes. So long as we find anything that heals our problem, we'll be okay. Most people don't take splints as well, so it's not like we're looking for specifically a painkiller. So there is that. Is there another stash somewhere? There's a box under here, isn't there, I think? I think it's a weapons box. Is there like a weapons box though? I mean, put us out of the misery. What was that? Funny noise. Yeah, but it'll just be very difficult for me to make like tier 2 traders, tier 3 traders, like those kind of videos if I'm just like faffing around playing hardcore. Like playing hardcore is super fun, but yeah, it's difficult for me to do my usual stuff if I'm doing it, which is like slightly annoying. Right, game face. Goodness me. Only advantage we have here is that we have to be kind of quiet. We don't really have a chance. Although I can't really see. Which is slightly problematic. It's a little bit of an issue, not being able to see properly. A slow walk in. Okay, so we're going to check the med-specific spots first. We did it! And now we get shot in the back of the head. Maybe try for the unarmored scav kill. Or still going to try for the unarmored scav kill. I don't know. It depends if there's an easy scav nearby. If there is, then maybe. How many kills do you make every day? Ooh. A second propane. That's actually really tempting. Horse and pompon is for an armor. Propane is also for an armor. What's the horse and pompon one? I think it's the blue armor. But the oat flakes are used for something else too. Actually, it's just a rig. That's fine. We'll eat these. I think the tube, I think we get rid of. Maybe the lamp. So we get rid of the lamp. Get rid of this. Take this. Okay. Okay. Don't you need the soap? No, I need a syringe. Actually be kind of useful. Not gonna lie. Oh, now we can take loads more stuff. And painkillers too. I actually do kind of want the MP5 mag. Let's go back around here. Horse. Anything in the other ones that we didn't get yet? No. Try this one. Yeah, I want a syringe really, that's the main thing I want. Oh, it's going to be a 4 slaughter. Take this, but I don't really care about the rest of these things. Why'd you leave space to your container? I'm leaving it because we're playing hardcore. So I'm not supposed to be using it for anything. Got 9 minutes. We can pace it to outskirts in 9 minutes. Glass as well. Drop packer. Is it actually scav though? We need to get to outskirts though. More propane. Definitely someone there. I want to see and find out where they are before I decide to just like take my armor off. What is going on? I feel like I don't want to just stupidly die either, though. Lots of scouts heading to outskirts. Yeah, we just got to kind of go. I don't want to die, don't want to die, don't want to die. Yeah, we got to go. 7 minutes, I agree. It doesn't take that long to get to outskirts, but... Supplies and no players, scouts. Creatures of task item. Yes, we've done it already. That was actually one of the few tasks that we have actually completed. Which is nice. Nice, it's nice, it's nice. I feel like you were not speaking with a British accent. Why'd you... Why'd you say that? I went to the SVD. We lost it in an unfortunate encounter at point blank with somebody at the car extract at outskirts, which I didn't need, but I was at the beginning of my raid because I'd cycled round, and we had a... Whoa! That surprised me. Dude, man, thank you for the raid, man. That actually surprised the hell out of me. I was not expecting that. Hope you had a good stream, buddy. Thank you for the raid. Good God, my heart rate. I was not expecting that at all, and it just suddenly surprised me. My God. I think the SKS will still be a go-to weapon. Yeah, probably. You can only buy HP at the start, though, which is kind of tricky. But it is good. It has good irons. You can find PS and T45 relatively readily, and it just butters through Class 4. Because the thing is, for me, Class 4 is going to be the meta again, I think. I don't see why it wouldn't. You know, Class 4 armor is so good, and it's on lots of scavs. Like, when you're first starting, it's a little bit like playing hardcore, but not really like playing hardcore at all. So you basically just have to collect as many Class 4s as you can. And the fact that you could just, like, cycle your scav around every time that it's off cooldown makes it so much easier to just collect, like, tons of Class 4s and win. Like, scav is a really important part of getting ahead early. I know lots of players, like, top-end players say, like, oh, yeah, don't play your scav, whatever. But, like, literally, you can just, like, run it through factory every time it's off cooldown, collect the Class 4 armors, and use them on your PMC. It makes the life so much easier than having to kill scavs with Class 4 and take it out of raid. It's, like, 10 times easier. Can you speak Cockney? No. Cockney's like a East London specific kind of thing. I can't. Was that one? Yeah. PP is all well and good, but I have PP back in the stash, and I have no 74 weapons. I keep dying every time I get a 70 weapon out. I swapped the 74U out that I got earlier with the SVD, so I ended up, you know, the only 74 weapon that I've had, I ended up losing, or putting on the floor, at least. I got it off a scav, but... Yeah, early wipe scav violence is so much lower. It's true. Yeah, this is where we lost the SVD earlier. I ran this car just because it was just really tight. And I just couldn't get the shot on the guy, and then he just killed me through a window in the middle, which is really sad. Would you keep the Zyder for it? It was literally just for throwing at scavs if I get into a problem. Oh. Cool. Well, we got some decent things. We didn't finish the thing that we needed to do, but we did get the Woods Daily done, which is nice. Early games like hardcore, so it's too stingy with my rubles to buy anything. Kinda. And yeah, scav on scav is really low. Yeah, we're playing hardcore. You can craft mag and buckshot. Yeah, I know. Right, so we did this one. Just got a bit of money. That was it, really. Okay. Well, the beauty of this, though, is that the 2 propanes gives us the ability to get more armors. This is a rig. This is part of a Salewa. You need 2 of them. Oh, wait, no, so it's 1 EWR. So each one of these is Salewa, so that's good. Humpback salmons. These are car first aid kits. So that's really, really helpful as well. The screws are these hemostats. So that's good. So we're building up a really good stash of like useful things. The horse as well. We can get the press armor using the horse. And 1 pom-pom. Really focused in on these barters now, which is really good. So, it's pleasing. It's definitely pleasing. So, that's it. That's it for today, guys. Unfortunately, we have run out of time. We've actually gone over anyway. But yeah, continuing to enjoy a good old hardcore. We're going to go and say hello to Mr. Jesse Kazam. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm probably going to be doing a settings video next, so look out for that at the weekend. I'll be back on for ScavTalk tomorrow. And in the meanwhile, I hope you have a wonderful end of your week, and I will see all of you soon. Have a good one. Let's get this raid underway. And we are good. Cool. Bye, guys.